Hello and welcome to another episode of Grange TV. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let us know what you think of the fights. Let us know what you're thinking. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm looking forward to this fight night. Overeem versus Volkov. Who do you have in that main event, Eli, and why?
I'm going to go Volkov. I just think it's going to be too rangy. Big dude. Alistair Overeem, I keep thinking he's at the back end of his career and then he has a good performance and sort of pops back up. But I still think he's at the back end of his career. Sorry, can I just add to that? What was interesting during the week is he said he's making another run for the title.
I think that was always on the cards. I think what he was always doing was having that final run to the title.
But he's very far away from a title shot. You agree?
Man, I don't know with the heavyweights. I really don't know anymore. So yeah, I don't know. I think someone like Overeem though, just because of his skill set, is not far off ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he can win a couple of fights. He's got a lot of power. He hits hard. You know, he's got good ground game. But I think those guys at the top end are different monsters nowadays.
Yeah, I think they're different monsters, but he was that monster 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I think I was only looking at Instagram yesterday, and there's like that one famous footage of him weighing in at one of the weigh-ins, and everyone's eyes sort of went like that because he's just
dude. I've seen him. I've met him in real life a bunch of times and spoken to him. He's been on the podcast a bunch of times. Or one time, sorry, a bunch of times. But I met him a bunch of times. He's a fucking huge person. And in Japan, during that time when he won the K1 belt, I was in Japan at that time as well. And I saw him there as well. And he was like, at that point, he was like a caricature. It was stupid. He didn't even look real.
Yeah.
He was like absolutely fucking huge. I haven't seen a person like that I knew could damage you as well. Like he was just so big. It was very, very scary. Very, very scary human being. I guess, hello guys, how are we all? Thick Jesus says in the red corner, coming fresh off the truck, Eli the Ballina Bomber Hedges.
That's it.
Sasank says that was a Brock Lesnar weigh-in. It most certainly was a Brock Lesnar weigh-in. But even before that, at K1, he was fucking huge. In Dream, K1, and all of that, he was just scary.
You go back to his earlier days in K1, and he was quite thin when he was. I think
when he was in Pride back in the day. Yeah. Like he used to really, really struggle to get down to light heavyweight. Like he used to fight at light heavyweight, so he struggled to get down to that weight, and then he just went.
I think it was. They also said that he's fought in the last 3 decades eras. Like that's.
Him, Alexi has as well, and a couple of others.
That's crazy how long he's been fighting for. So, I don't know. Again, is he at the back end of his career? He could come out and stun the world, or stun me anyway, because I keep thinking he's at the back end and he gets a good performance. So, be interesting to see. But I'm going to go the big unit.
I think so, man. I think Volkov's he's a big boy too. Though.
He's huge. I just seen they showed some replays of him with Stefan Struve. He's not that much smaller than him, but he's more built. He's more thicker. So. And
he did well against Derek Lewis too.
Yeah.
Did Volkov until Derek Lewis caught him with that bomb. Jesus. That was such a big shot.
How beautiful is it out there today?
Oh, the beach.
Guys, I just like that. Everyone that we this close to fucking off the podcast and just going down for a surf or just enjoying the beach. It is beautiful down here. It's stupid. No wind.
The south coast today. South coast of Sydney. South of Sydney. The Wollongong South Coast, Illawarra South Coast. It's absolutely amazing. So. Today, man, I don't know. We came close to not doing the podcast. I can tell you that, but cooler heads prevailed, and we did the podcast.
Much regret.
just before we regretted it a lot, but yeah. Nah, we love doing it, guys, and we appreciate everyone being on here for the chats and everything. So before we start, I just want to thank our sponsor. That's Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com, get 20% off free shipping with the code FAB. We will be talking about a particular product right now, which is the Weed Whacker. Amazing product. Guys, don't be that person with the weird hair and nose and whatnot. It is skin safe. It has a replaceable head. It has high performance motor, premium motor, which 9,000 RPMs. So you could probably power a small speedboat with that. It's cordless. It's rechargeable. It's powered by a robust 600 mAh rechargeable. I don't even know what that means, but anyways, you get about 90 minutes of use straight up. No one should have that much hair that they need 90 minutes of that. It's a smart design. It's intelligently contoured for your hands so you don't drop it, you don't slip out of your hands. And Eli's favorite, it is waterproof. People, this is a product that should not be slept on. Nobody wants to be that person with a bushy nose. And my biggest fear is to have hair coming out of my ears. And I do not want to have that. Eli, can you share any stories or anything or your thoughts on the Weed Whacker? Do you have your own one?
Yes, I do. There it is. It looks good. Looks cool. You know what I mean? And that's most important, obviously, guys. How it looks.
Show the little bag that it comes in. If little thing that it comes in.
Nice little
pack
there.
And you got a little carry bag that you take with you as well. And it comes in that little box. And that there, people, is the Weed Whacker.
No, I enjoy it because it's waterproof. I like, you know what I mean? I like to, when I know I'm going out or something like that, I set up my little music there. I have my music going. I like to get in the shower, a little bit of shadow boxing in front of the mirror, in the shower, get it all done. I'm just, and I'm good to go. A shave, it's, yeah, man, a little bit more shadow boxing, maybe a push up or two, and then I'm out. I'm out and about.
Nice.
Punching darts and breaking hearts.
Nice. Throwing those fucking combinations in the shower is Eli. No, thank you, guys. And guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. Hit the notification bell. Tell anyone that you know about this channel. We need it to grow. We want it to get to 30,000. So please help us with that. Let's get to 30,000. Antel says, crazy. We're getting our first real snow in 10 years in the Netherlands. Sorry to hear that, mate. It's lovely here. It's absolutely beautiful here today. I'm sorry that you live where it snows. But I'd like to see a snow as well. I just like the beach too much. -10 in Canada. Sasank says, before the Weed Whacker, I was using non-organic weed pesticide to remove nose hair. Now I don't have to worry about chemical rash. Gone are those days, Sasank. No more of that. You don't need to do that anymore. You have the Weed Whacker. It's safe. It's good. Use it. I don't know who John Morgan is. Who's John Morgan?
Morgs.
John Morgan. You guys versus Ariel and John Morgan. Who wins? I don't know who John Morgan is. But if you're talking about a fight, John Morgan better be able to fight his ass off. Because I don't think Ariel can. No offense to any of them there. Endless Nameless. If it's good for Eli's titanium balls, it's good for mine. Mate, get on it. Buy it. Use the code. Get 20% off.
Yeah, you're mad if you don't use the code. 20%. It's huge.
Okay. So I'm interested in, there's a few interesting fights here today. I want to see Frankie Edgar. He's another guy you always think he's at the end of his career.
No, I don't. I always expect Frankie Edgar to go out and perform.
Oh, no, I always expect him to go. But how long is he going to keep going for?
Yeah, I know.
You know, how long is he going to keep? Because he's like a little guy, and that's what I mean. Like every single time you go, he's going down in weight as he's getting older or whatever he's doing, but he just keeps performing.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Frankie Edgar. Just love him as a person, fighter. Yeah, it's just good. He's a good cat, Frankie Edgar. I do like him. What do you think about the Michael Johnson and Clay Guida?
I think Michael Johnson's going to beat him up.
Yeah, I think so.
I think his hands are a little too quick.
I'm actually surprised Clay Guida's still in the UFC, but he would have a pretty big fan base, yeah? He's a pretty popular
100%,
fighter.
yeah,
Like
100%.
he's a popular fighter, but I'm just surprised from like performances that he's still there, because I don't think has he been performing that well. Off memory,
Guida?
yeah, off memory, I can only sort of
No,
just think of
nah.
like a fair few losses now. I can't think of any wins lately. I'm not too sure. Maybe he's had a couple. I don't watch. Do you know what I mean? Every single fight, but usually when Clay Guida, I hear his name, I want to watch him fight.
Yeah, no, but I just don't see him beating Michael Johnson. I think Michael Johnson's got enough wrestling to keep the fight on the feet, and I think that his hands are way quicker and way better than I think. But I will say this: I haven't seen a lot of Michael Johnson's grappling to tell me that he's going to deal like how he deals with stuff. But having said that, I don't see Clay Guida being able to out wrestling for 3 rounds necessarily.
Yeah, I think it's a different generation.
Yeah,
Clay Guida. Do you know what I mean? I think he was a good
Absolutely. He's
wrestler.
almost 40 now.
Yeah, I think he was a good wrestler in his generation when he first started in the UFC, and that I think fighters a lot more rounded. You know what I mean? The wrestling defense of fighters these days compared to 10 years ago.
It's not even on the same planet.
Yeah, so
and Michael Johnson wrestled too growing up.
Yeah.
Pip Dennison, that's my surfing coach, says surf is pretty ordinary, Hefe. You're not missing much. Time for Grange TV. Have a good call, boys. Look, maybe by your standards, Pip, the surf wasn't good, but it's good. Pip's probably been spoiled from living here for so long. John Morgan is a journalist who always asks the first question at post-fight press conferences. I see.
Oh, I know who he is. The big dude?
I don't know. I don't know what
he is. Yeah, he's the bigger guy. A little bit. I don't know. I watched him one time when he was interviewing Rob, and I was just fucking wow. I was so stunned about I don't know, just how well he spoke. Fucking spun me out. I was like, if I could even be like 1/10 of that guy, how well he spoke, yeah, I'd be happy with that.
John Morgan.
Yeah. You know who he is now, the big dude?
Yeah.
It was very impressive. But I mean, that's his thing as well. That's what he does.
Absolutely.
So,
Johnson by KO. I think Johnson stops him with strikes, if I have to guess. Play the Neanderthal Guido would be an awesome nickname, but I like the Carpenter as well. Well, he's a carpenter, so it makes sense. And he does look like a Neanderthal. So I'm torn between the two. This is going to be an interesting fight. I like seeing these big guys get at it.
Yeah. Oh, anyone. Big guys, you just straight away in your head go, knockout power.
Look how big these guys are, and they're light heavyweights. They're 6'6" and 6'4".
They're big units.
Danilo Marques versus Mike Rodriguez.
Mike Rodriguez.
Who you got in this one?
I'm going to go Mike. Mike Rodriguez.
I've seen a little bit of Danilo.
Have you?
Yeah, but his wrestling doesn't overly impress me.
Okay.
He's a good grappler, decent grappler. What's up, Fab and Eli? Minus 12 degrees Celsius in Chicago and 5 inches of snow. Can't complain. Hey, I'll tell you something. My wife and I, we almost moved to Chicago at one stage. We were discussing it. And we were there during the summer, and it was an amazing summer. It was beautiful. And we said, man, this is good. I don't know why people don't like Chicago. And then natives to Chicago said to me, dude, you're here during summer. This is one of the best summers we've ever had. The Chicago winters are no joke. Don't come here ever. Don't even think about that. And yeah, I don't know. Is it that bad in winter? Like, because they said not only is it cold, but it's shit. It's like windy and cold and the rest of it.
Every year you see on the news, like Chicago shut down.
Yeah,
kids can't go to school. And do you know what I mean? Like just the amount of snow and that they get. It's like Chicago shut down. No one can go to work and no one can go to school. So anything like that, no, it's not for me.
Well, I want to answer your question after I think Jesus, but this fight's about to start. And I've got a feeling it probably will be fireworks. We're off, people. Mikey Rodriguez in the southpaw stance, already working the lead leg of Danilo Marques. Marques in the orthodox stance goes for the single leg. And Mikey Rodriguez stuffs that single leg. Great job of cross-facing it and sprawling. And Danilo's looking for that. He looks to reap the outside leg, but still hasn't got it. Good. Oh, wait. He's got to get up. He's got to use that. He's got to use that wizard to get up. He was doing a good job, Mikey Rodriguez. But when you get taken down like that and you hit the ground, you have to push down on that wizard and push off the hip to get your other leg free. And he didn't do that time. So you're able to stop. Whenever you get taken down, you can't let the momentum stop. You have to straight away start defending.
Otherwise, you end up like this.
You end up getting taken down. Doing a great job of trying to tie up the legs is Marques. Danilo Rodriguez still holding on to the wizard. He's got to look for that underhook. He's got to look for that underhook with his left hand. He's looking for it. But he's got a nice body lock, does Marques, I'm sorry. Pulls him off the cage. He's looking again for that outside trip. But Rodriguez is showing off good balance here. And he's looking for that underhook. He's doing all the right things. Both guys are doing the right things here. It's a bit of a stalemate. Good head positioning here by Danilo Marques. Wizard control here as well by Rodriguez. So it's kind of a stalemate here. Inside leg trip goes Marques, but nothing doing. Rodriguez is savvy to it. And Rodriguez showed that he had quite good balance as well. So he stayed on his feet, and he's stayed on his feet again. So it's good job by Rodriguez. Marques is now looking for a single leg again. But his back is arched. See how his back's arched?
Yeah.
So what he tends to do is kind of do like a reverse kind of lateral drop from here and drops onto his left bum cheek and tries to spin the guy onto his back. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. That's what he did. That's what he tries to do a lot of the time. But you can tell like the back's arched, and a guy with good balance probably won't really fall like that. It's kind of like he's kind of like running the pipe, but he's also falling himself. And now he's working his way up. He's got a good little body lock, but it's taking a lot out of both of these guys this round. You know, it's a grappling heavy round. Marques, nice job by Marques. He's past the guard, and he's passed on the side of the cage.
Yeah, he's breathing heavy.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. He's passed on the side of the cage, so that means that Rodriguez can't use the cage to get up. But now I think Rodriguez has managed to get half guard again. Did you notice that as well, Danilo, that he seems to be breathing rather heavy, Danilo Marques?
Yeah, I did. So he really worked hard for that.
Yeah.
Holding that body.
And now but Rodriguez is doing a good job. He's got his butterflies in. He's protecting himself very, very well. He hasn't suffered a lot of damage, and he's still working his way up to get up the cage. So it's going to be interesting the longer this fight goes, because I do think that Danilo is going to struggle to get him down further. Rodriguez has shown that he can get up and that he can stop the takedown. So
they are both breathing very heavy.
Yeah. That was a real hardcore round.
Yeah.
Like pretty full, fast pace. Nice work here by both these boys. But now I think the problem has happened now with when you try that hard to get someone down, and you do, and you even pass their guard, and then nothing happens, what do you do? Because I don't know that he's going to be able to do this for another 2 rounds.
Yeah.
You know, unless Rodriguez gasses out himself. 54 seconds to go.
What do you do if you're Rodriguez here? Just try to hold out this round and then start fresh in the next round, or do you think he still needs to fight to his feet here? And because he's not going to win the round unless he gets up and really sparks him. No,
but you know what I would like? I like the fact that he's still trying to get up, because you're making Marques work.
Yep.
You're making Marques work to just secure there, like these little things that he's doing there. Nice. He's hitting on the break. Right here, I'd like to see him use a front kick. Straight to the body. Not hard, but it just makes it cuts off the guy's breathing. Doesn't let the guy breathe. Whenever a grappler takes somebody down and doesn't manage to do anything with it, and you get back up, if you can hit the body straight away, that's when the person needs to breathe, and you want to disrupt that as soon as possible. So yeah, I like the idea of Rodriguez really making him work.
Rodriguez is breathing very heavily.
He is, eh?
Yeah. He had to work hard to get back to his feet.
Yeah. Dick Jesus, I don't know how fighters whose hair gets in their face don't cut their hair like Guida. Blows my mind. I think guys like Guida like to make the other guy uncomfortable because he's a top game player. So if he can take you down and have his sweat all over you and dirty hair all over you, and if there's blood in the hair like that, I think he uses that as a weapon. There's guys like in wrestling, you have to shower. Like it's like a thing. You have to be clean. You can be not allowed to compete if you're not clean. But there's still guys that come in and they're dirty, man, and they reek. So I think Guida uses that to his advantage.
Plus, I think that he's never cut his hair.
Yeah. We're about to kick off again, guys. Bo, are you saying the summers are truly hot, 30 degrees Celsius in Chicago? Because we get like almost 50 degrees here, man, 48, 49 around here in out west, especially. Yeah. What do you laugh at?
30 degrees, truly hot.
No,
it's like in summer we go, oh, that's a nice day.
That's like today. It's about almost 30 degrees and it's not really hot for us. So we're off again in the southpaw stance. Rodriguez goes looking for that oblique kick. How do you see them with the stand-up, Eli?
No, I think Rodriguez looks a little bit more smoother. I'd like to see nice little counter there. From the southpaw countering over the top, I really like. But again, early days. But yeah.
Ooh, inside leg kick by Rodriguez. When you do that inside leg kick and you're landing it on the vastus medialis muscle, which is traditionally what you see in like bodybuilders, a teardrop on your next to your knee. And the skin there doesn't see a lot of sun, and two, the muscles are small muscles, so you start to really hurt the person. Now Danilo's starting to shoot from a further distance.
Yeah. Worrying when he's trying to shoot from that distance and sort of getting caught with a knee on the way in.
And he's getting that leg chewed up as well. Because Rodriguez is starting to land. There's those small oblique kicks, the inside leg kicks, and he's landed a couple of outside leg kicks. Danilo's swinging a miss with a big right hand. Goes looking for a jab. Goes looking for the shot again. Presses Rodriguez up against the cage. I'd like to see Rodriguez. I would have liked to have seen Rodriguez get his shin and put that on the thigh of Marques to create more. It's similar to when you put a shield up in half guard and then use a wizard and the hand to push, make more space between both of them.
That's a huge move of the fight there. I think
absolutely.
I think Rodriguez really needed to put a little bit more effort into defending that takedown. This is going to cost him.
And Marques is now, he went from a smash pass, he's come into side control now. And he got rewarded there for that takedown, which I felt Rodriguez was starting to chew him up a little bit.
Yeah, so this can now win him the round in a 3-round fight, 2 rounds of one. You mean?
Yeah. He's trying to pass to, and he's passed. He's got the mount, and he's got the mount up against the cage.
Oh, he's got to get desperate here.
Danilo's landing some good little ground and pound. He's looking to trap that in a wrist, hold the wrist behind his head. He was looking for it. And he's landing good ground and pound here. And I don't think Rodriguez will have the gas, even if he survives this, to win.
He looks.
Yeah.
He's not moving very much. Don't think he has much left. He really needed to show desperation in defending that takedown.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the move of the fight there. And like he's landing he's landing good ground and pound. He's doing a good job as well. He's smart as well because he's just holding them out.
Yeah.
You're not going to get stood up.
But with your head against the cage like that, how he's got it pinned up, he's got nowhere to move his hips. Do you know what I mean? So he can't sort of shrimp out or hip escape out, try to push on one hip because his head's pressed up against the cage, yeah?
I think, though, it's Danilo's head that's pressed up. There's still a little bit of space there for... Now he's pressed up against the cage. Yeah, so it makes it very difficult, as you said, to move your hips. Now how he's got him stacked up like that, it's horrible. It's very hard for him. And Marques can just hold this round out and just try and win this round, which it looks like he will. He's going to try and control one of the wrists. He's doing a fantastic job. And he's doing, Rodriguez is up almost.
So he's taken some shots to try to get up, but it's what he needs to do. If he wants to win this fight, he really needs to, do you know what I mean?
The problem is that you could tell Marques was kind of fading as well. They were both. And then when he got that takedown, it just wore Rodriguez out.
Yep.
So Danilo's now going to go into the next round, the fresher fighter. If he doesn't finish this now with a choke, because he's taken the. Has he got both hooks in? Or
no, only the one hook. And he's putting that across the body now, straight away going for that.
Like a body triangle.
Yeah, body triangle.
Smart too. If he's got legs that are with the dexterity as well.
Yeah, and he's got
the body triangle now. And in a gassed person, that's going to create a lot of pressure, make it even harder for you to breathe. It creates a lot of pressure in your stomach. Rodriguez has to go the other way now. No, that's in deep. That's in deep. He's fighting it well, but Danilo's got it in deep. There's 10 seconds to go. And that's out. The wrap. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the fight. Did he choke him out?
Yeah. Yep. He stopped fighting the hands there as well. So as soon as he stopped fighting the hands, he got in a little bit sweeter, a little bit deeper. And it didn't take much, I think, with how exhausted he was for him to go out.
And that body lock, man, when you tie it, when you gas.
Yeah. Oh, it sucks the best of the time.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He didn't have much. He wouldn't have been getting big breaths.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have taken much to, stop that that blood getting to your brain. But definitely the move of the fight was that takedown, man. If he would have just defended that with another almost just 10% of effort, do you know what I mean, and defended that takedown, it could be a different story now. But there we go. Who'd you pick in that one?
I thought Rodriguez was going to probably. I don't know if I picked him because it's not
Rodriguez.
Yeah, like, but I thought he'd have more of a showing than what he did. Like, because I felt, like I said to you earlier, I felt that he could have stopped those takedowns from. Like, I felt that those takedowns were there to be.
Yeah,
be stopped. You know,
they
weren't amazing takedowns. No offense, they were very effective. Yeah. Bo Himmler, Chicago summers are hot, 30 to 37 degrees, and very humid. Oz is another level, I guess. Winters are brutal for about 3 months, and the winds are pretty strong because of the open space of Lake Michigan. Right. Okay. It wasn't that hot when we were there. It wasn't like 30, 37 degrees. It was lovely. It was like an amazing summer. So it was really cool.
The Windy City, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the Windy City. Thick Jesus, people don't understand Australian heat sun. I always use this example. I lived in Texas, Mississippi, and the South Pacific. I could live without sunblock in those places, but in Oz, that is impossible. No hat, no play. No, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That thing that he put, the hashtag no hat, no play, that's in our school system. You can't, you have to have a hat to play. There's a massive hole in the ozone layer here. And so you don't like burn brown, you burn red, if you don't put sunscreen on. And I haven't seen anything.
No. When I go to Brazil, it's the same. Do you mean I don't have to slip, slop, and slap as much as what I do here in Australia? When we say slip, slop, and slap, that's like, was it slipping on a shirt, slopping on sunscreen, and slapping on a hat? You're like in Australia, man. You
have to do that.
Yeah,
you have to do that. Even
the sun is savage.
Yeah, even us, some of us that are more of a dusky hue, we still have to do that because your skin burns. Your skin burns. It's pretty full on. How is Australia recovering from those fires? Look, for those of us that live in the city, so to speak, not that bad. Like, and I think the wildlife and whatnot, they recover. Like, it recovers.
Yeah.
We've always had fires here, but I think how bad these last fires were, people that had farms and all of that, I think that they would really be struggling. What do you know of it?
Man, Australia, like our landscape and our like bushland and that is very resilient. Do you know what I mean?
It's actually reliant on fire.
Yeah. So it bounces back. If you go down the south coast now, you would spin out about how green it is. Do you know what I mean? When 12 months ago, it was just black. So it's really green, lush, animals are back. But yeah, obviously the people they're affected by it.
Yeah, I think if you owned a farm, you'd be affected by it.
One of probably it's not a saving grace, but one of the things that really has helped is COVID hitting and people not being able to travel overseas, we've had a lot more domestic travel. So people are going out and discovering these beautiful places that we have here in Australia. You don't have to go overseas to do you know what I mean, see beautiful places. So I think like for tourism and that, like a lot of places like that, they've really been striving, not striving, sorry, but recovering a lot better because, do you know what I mean, domestic travel is on a huge rise. Like trying to get a caravan or a 4-wheel drive and that, they're at like boats and everything. They're at peak heights for sales because people can't spend their money on overseas. Like I was going to go to Brazil.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like everyone plans to go overseas. I'm on holidays now and we're going to go on a little trip. I'd be overseas any other time. But now we're spending it, do you know what I mean, in Australia, which is a great thing for Australians. So the COVID has, I guess, helped the recovery a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose it has, because it's just domestic travel. Australia is a beautiful place. Like I strongly recommend it. I've been to a lot of places all over the world. I don't think Australia is like nicer than anywhere else because every place has got its own beauty. But Australia is definitely up there, man. And the one thing I think it's massively underrated. Like you got so much history and so much structures here that have been around like way before like the Brewarrina fish traps. Brewarrina fish traps. I can never say that word properly. Brewarrina fish traps, which is one of the oldest, if not the oldest man-made structure on Earth.
Oldest man-made structure on Earth, yeah.
So these fish traps that predate the pyramids, predate Göbekli Tepe, everywhere. So it's interesting when you like to go out to these places and see it. It's just not really smashed out, like as far as like advertised, and people don't really know about it. Then there's like the Great Barrier Reef up north. That's an amazing place. But then on the west coast, you have Ningaloo Reef, which is where the whale sharks go and mate and everything.
Yeah.
Fraser Island on the east coast. The whole
there's so many little special spots.
We could sit here forever and just talk about where to go in Australia. So it's very, very interesting.
Man, even Sydney Harbour. Do you know what I mean? Like that spins people out how beautiful that is. So anywhere here is fantastic.
So Sank wrote, people don't understand Dubai summer. It was 50 degrees for an entire week. You'll start hallucinating.
Yeah.
I don't think we've had 50 for a week, but we have had mid 40s for a whole week, mid to high 40s. And people that are, man, that's like a different heat, different hot. You know, it's a different hot, you know, than I don't know, the difference between like 38 and 48. It's not just 10 degrees Celsius. It's just, it's horrible.
Unbearable.
You can't go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty full on. This should be a good fight, this one that's coming up now. The Ferreira versus, oh God, I forgot his name. Beneil Dariush.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, this is going to be a good fight. Both good grapplers. Beneil's got good hands too. They both do. Oh, this is going to be a good fight.
So an evenly matched fight?
What's that?
An evenly matched fight, you're suggesting?
Possibly. Let's see. I don't know anymore. Lake McBolgan says, when the Reaper puts Costa to sleep and will be lined up to get his title back if Izzy doesn't come back in time, should Izzy be stripped and who would Rob face? Also, got to say, I love you guys. The feeling is reciprocated, sir. Absolutely. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't see Izzy vacating the middleweight belt at this stage. And I do think Rob's going to beat Costa up pretty bad. What do you think?
I agree with both that Costa will be beat up quite bad. And I do agree with you saying that, you're asking the question, should Izzy be stripped? If he doesn't come back and defend the title, yes, he should be stripped. So, again, I still think...
I don't see him like not defending it. You get what I mean?
So you think if he beats Jan, he'll defend the title straight afterwards?
That's a big if. I don't know. I don't know what happens there.
Because if he doesn't beat Jan, of course he will.
Yeah.
But if he beats Jan, the world sees.
But yeah, but,
You know what I mean?
like this fight has to happen anyways between Rob and Costa, and that's at the same time. So neither one of them are going to fight the next week. So so to speak. So there's still plenty of time for a lot of stuff to happen. People don't understand Polish winter. I don't either because I usually stay inside and drink all day and night. Here in Western Canada, it's minus 35 degrees.
No.
That's so cold.
See, my old Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coach, Juliano Macalo, he's moved up to Canada and he has these like minus 20 degrees. He was from Bahia, where like
it's tropical.
Yeah, he came to Australia and our winters, man, this guy would rug up, like wear like 5 jackets and do you know what I mean? He's only a little guy, 5 jackets and 4 pairs of tracksuit pants and that absolutely struggled. And then he moved to Canada. And I just go like, he hated the cold. He hated the cold.
But I think you really feel sometimes the cold in places like this.
Because we don't have induct heating in every house and
if he beats Jan, who does he defend it against? Well, I think if he beats Jan, he's going for John Jones, eh?
Yeah, 100%. But John Jones is staying to heavyweight, so he'll have to go up to heavyweight. Interesting as well.
Do you see John Jones getting the belt, though? Do you see? I can't see John Jones beating Ngannou.
No.
I can't see it. That's me.
Yeah.
Miocic is a little bit different. I still think he'd struggle with Miocic, but
can Stipe for another 25 minutes? Do you know what I mean? Stay out of the firing line of them fucking missiles.
No. I'm saying John Jones
can beat.
Stipe,
is a better.
Stipe.
Yeah,
maybe. I think Stipe is fantastic though himself.
But do you think Stipe is going to beat Ngannou now?
I don't know. It's a tough one.
That's what I'm saying. For 25 minutes to try to steer clear of them fucking.
He did it already though.
Yeah, but. So that's on a law of average. Do you know what I mean? Doing it for 25 minutes 100%. Now doing it. He's got to do it for another 25.
100%. No, I agree. If Izzy beats Jan and then John, I would streak in the middle of downtown. Well, I think that John Jones would have his own agenda as well. You know what I mean? Like he'd have his own. Like I don't think he's just dancing to the tune of Israel's drum. I'd imagine that he'd want the heavyweight belt above and beyond anything else. So that's what I think. Hassan Ahmed, yes, lads. How are we doing? Good to see Eli back. Good to see you on here, Hassan. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
0 degrees in England. Nice. But 0 degrees feels warm after you talk about Canada and minus 35. Do I think that Ngannou will knock Jones into the shadow realm? I think that Ngannou is a dangerous matchup for anyone. And I don't think that I've seen John Jones take too many shots. You know what I mean? Like he's got a good chin. He relies on that chin a lot. And I don't think you can take those shots off Ngannou.
What's key to Ngannou and Stipe is who learnt the most from their last fight. Who can learn the most from their last fight?
From Ngannou. Ngannou. I think Ngannou has probably improved the most, but I think that Miocic has gotten a lot of wealth of experience as well moving forward after that fight as well. Like he's gained a lot of experience from those DC fights and other fights that he's had.
Yep.
So I definitely think Ngannou has the bigger space to improve.
Yeah, but I think even looking back at that fight, what can Stipe do again? Quite similar to that. What can Ngannou do? Just improve a little bit. What can Stipe do on that last performance to improve on that? Can you improve on that performance?
Miocic?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just depends what France is going to throw at him as well.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because it's pretty much it was a perfect plan to fight Ngannou. Do you know what I mean? It went perfectly. You do.
Oh, we're off. People.
Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah.
We got caught up. We're off. Beneil has gone for a takedown straight away. He's got the single leg. He's looking for this takedown. Ferreira's defending with a reverse crossface. Great job. He's really looking for the takedown. He's Dariush. He's looking aggressive for the takedown, but he almost takes himself straight into an omoplata of Ferreira's. This is an action-packed grappling storm right off the bat. With 4 minutes to go, we're not on the same time. Look at these two guys grappling their little hearts out. Unbelievable. Great job. defending, trying to do a butt drag to defend his Ferreira. Now he's looking for like a kind of, I think he's looking to take a seatbelt and to take the back of Dariush, which it looks like he may do. But Dariush is also scrambling. He's got his arms stuck in a crucifix from the top, but now he spins back in, and now they're exchanging punches. Dariush is coming out. He's coming southpaw. He's throwing big left hands. Connected then did Ferreira with a nice right hand.
They've expended a lot of energy in 2 minutes. And already there, you can tell.
They're swinging for the fences. Whoever can stay composed with their striking, I think, will win this, because they're just standing in the pocket, just hitting each other. Crazy grappling exchange too, eh?
Yep.
Oh, Ferreira with his hands on his knees, and went for a very bad takedown. He's in deep half guard at the moment.
I thought he was going to pull guard there for a second.
He looked bad. He did effectively. It was a very bad double leg. He's in a deep half guard. He's looking to come out the back door, and now he's reversing. He's looking for a leg lock. Now he's spun again.
That leg over the shoulder.
Yeah, he's looking for a triangle. But Dariush, I think, is a little bit too savvy and
to be caught in something. So yeah.
Yeah, and also I feel that Ferreira has taken a fair bit of damage. Like as far as his cardio and whatnot, he looked pretty spent. So I don't know that he's got it in him anymore to really pull that off from the bottom like that, to pull off a submission like that. So he keeps throwing up that triangle, but Dariush is doing a good job of being able to get himself out of it. Went for a leg lock, but Dariush's knee is out. He's looking for an Achilles lock. He might be able to... He's looking for an Achilles lock here. Now he's looking... He could have a calf slice if Dariush turns. Yeah, he's looking for that calf slice, and there it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he couldn't get up.
Good balance as well. He's looking to reverse it, looking to take the back, but Dariush did a great job of maintaining top control. And this starts to get you if you're Ferreira as well.
There is a lot happening.
Expending a lot of energy. And he's not looking also to get up. He's looking to keep trying these submissions from the bottom. But they take energy, man.
Yeah. A lot of energy.
Yeah.
A lot of the time you're rolling under, so you're moving your body weight plus their body weight.
Yeah, and you're doing a lot of extra work. Now he's carrying his weight. I want to see one of the boys said that he caught him with a knee, and I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it properly, so I didn't see him catch him with a knee. So maybe that's what happened. But Dariush is really, really pouring it on here, making Ferreira work. And I like that these guys have both got really good grappling, really, really good grappling, both of them. Now Dariush is holding the center of the octagon in southpaw stance. Ooh, nice right hand over the top of Ferreira. See that?
Yes, I did.
Nice, tidy little right hand. Ferreira goes up high with a right kick. They exchange right hand of his own. Hits Dariush hits Ferreira. There's 7 seconds to go. Right high kick lands by Ferreira.
His second win there from Ferreira.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
caught him on the inside there with a little hook towards the end. So he got a second win.
Would you say Dariush won that round?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We'll have to go back to.
I think I do agree with that. Stipe is also great at thinking on his feet. Yes.
Yeah. We'll come back to all of these ones in a sec. Wow. Would you say, Beneil won that round? And that was an interesting, would you say Beneil won that round?
Yeah.
Yep. So Beneil won that round quite clearly.
We were a little bit distracted probably the first 20 seconds. We might have missed, but.
I'm going to say something about Beneil. I feel that Beneil is a guy that doesn't fight to his potential. Like that is a compliment, not a criticism. I've always felt like he's on paper, he's a really good grappler. He's got good hands, but he kind of always fights.
One paced, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He kind of gets. Oh, it was a knee to the liver.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't see it from our angle. Yeah.
So that's what put his hands on
We're
his...
off. Yeah. So it's a wonder that he survived it. Then credit to Ferreira. Man, a knee like that to the liver that makes you bend over like that. Oof.
Well, he is looking very fresh now.
Yeah, but I'm surprised he even got that back. Left high kick landed by Ferreira, by Dariush. But see, if Dariush hits him again like that to the body, even he should be looking to hit the body, even if he blocks it. Because you can't take too many more of them. 1 or 2 more body shots. And that's where I feel like he didn't really capitalize on that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
On it, like when he threw that knee, I didn't see that he landed that knee. So it was a good, well done, guys, for picking that one. Beneil goes for a takedown, big sprawl by Ferreira.
This could again be another
nice
move
takedown.
Of the fight.
Yep, nice takedown.
To the last fight we've seen.
Nice takedown there by Dariush. Ferreira's looking to work his guard. He's got a very nice guard, does Ferreira.
Yeah, he's good off his back. You can tell from some of the transitions, and
he's got a really, really good guard.
Continuously moving, framing.
And he does seem to have gotten a second win, and he continuously looking for that triangle, controlling that far wrist. He's always tying up that arm. And the thing is, Dariush is not doing a lot of damage from here because Ferreira's jiu-jitsu off his back is very good.
Yep, so it's dangerous.
But I don't see him finishing Dariush here. He has to get up. I don't see him finishing unless Dariush gasses out or something, which he might. He could do. Yep. He's continuously trying. Yes, good, well done. So he was controlling that wrist, looking for a triangle, and Dariush stepped over that wrist, over the wrist and leg. That what he was looking for the triangle. He went looking for an omoplata. Now did Ferreira. Ferreira's now turned. He's gone to turtle. Now he's good. This is what I'm glad he did this. It makes a big difference. I didn't know that he'd been hit in the liver in the first round. This is Dariush got him up against the cage, kind of riding him over, and Ferreira's having to take his thing. When looking for a Granby roll / kind of knee bar, and he's got the leg tied up. And he's extending Dariush, and he used that to get up, but Dariush went straight back to riding him over. Now it looks like he's taken the back. He's got one hook in. Ferreira's doing a fantastic job of defending. I love that hip lock that he's using there, so that when you can't get the hook in, you can use your legs like that to lock the hips up.
Little elbow on the exchange on the out.
Nice takedown there. Double leg blast double by Dariush.
The look on Ferreira's face just then as that takedown happened was like, oh, again.
Yeah, absolutely. But now Ferreira's up and he's turned it around and he's got Dariush up against the cage. And you've got to think at this fast pace, after taking the body shot that Ferreira did, that affects you. It doesn't just finish.
No.
Like the body shots last, man. They last for a long time. You don't recover like a punch to the head, for example. Nice takedown there by Ferreira, but he's straight into an arming guillotine, but his head pops out. Good job by Dariush. Dariush has just stayed in his face the whole time. He's doing a fantastic job of mitigating any of Ferreira's attacks. And Ferreira's constantly looking to trap that arm. And so what he looks for is to trap that wrist. He threatens with a triangle and hits the omoplata on the other arm. It's very high-level stuff. And Dariush is recognizing it. He's doing a good job of... It's a great battle on the ground. Now he's got that underhook in. He's looking to pass that half guard. He's breathing very hard, is Ferreira. He's back to full guard, Ferreira. Landing elbows from the bottom, but Dariush is landing from the top as well. And so they're always going to give it to the... Oh, nice little reversal. He goes looking for the guillotine. He went looking kind of for the back, and then he went back to a guillotine. Great job. The problem is, man, that he's active and he's doing great stuff from the bottom. And I dare say that he's probably looking at times more dangerous than Dariush from the top.
Yeah, but
you can't win a fight
No.
like that. It'd be very, very rare that you'll see a fight won like that. Having said that, just as a disclaimer, I don't think he's winning the fight. That's just me.
yeah, unfortunately,
That's the
again, I
round.
think he needs to defend them takedowns a little bit harder. Because that's the story of the fight.
Yeah.
Ferreira's ending up on the bottom, and you can't win from the bottom.
Well, it's very hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. Do you know
very
what I
hard.
mean? You can toss up a submission and
or even not that you can't get a submission from the bottom, but to win a decision from the bottom is very hard. I've only ever seen that a handful of times.
Yeah.
You know, a handful of times. I think one that comes to mind is Nogueira versus Rico Rodriguez in Pride. I think that Nogueira won that fight from the bottom. He threw up about 25,000 submissions.
Yep.
But it was debatable, very, very debatable whether he, you know. And I think there was a fight here in the UFC, might have been one of Tony Ferguson's fights where he just elbowed the shit out of someone and won it from the bottom. Well, somebody did that, but
that sounds very Tony Ferguson, doesn't it?
But it's very rare. And in fairness, Diego Ferreira is not doing any damage from the bottom.
So in this third round, he really needs a finish. Agree to win this. Yeah.
In my opinion, anyways. I don't know. Like the judges always see it different. Not always, but a lot of times. Nice. They're exchanging punches. Who's got the stand-up advantage?
Ferreira.
You feel? Yeah. Which is strange because Beneil's been boxing for a long time.
I feel like he's very one-paced.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That it's not. He doesn't mix up the. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like his jab is one pace, like a nice quick one, and
exactly
then that
what you
two
mean.
afterwards. It's sort of similar, just that 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Like there was a sharp jab actually. So as I said that.
Yeah, nice. But would you say it's a good guess to say that it's a
must defend this takedown Ferreira, and he has.
But that he's won 2 rounds?
Yeah.
Did Dariush?
Yep. Sandhagen Ferreira really needs.
Dives for a single leg, does Dariush?
He's desperate. Because if he gets this takedown,
he'll win the match.
Knows, he wins the fight.
Because Ferreira can still land one on you and really hurt you. And you don't want to give him an inch either, like in a superior position, because his jiu-jitsu is that good.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was a low blow, people. You know what happens with a low blow, though? It fucks up your cardio.
Yeah.
When you get hit low, even though like they're stopping it for you and everything. Oh!
Hairy bean bags. Fucking got him good.
Oh my God. That hit fucking hard right on the nuts. Speaking of nuts, guys, go to Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB for the Weed Whacker. Great product. Please do so, guys. Do yourself a favor. The nose and the hair that you save may be your own, people.
But don't just get it all trimmed. Don't just half do it.
We're off, people. Ferreira goes looking for a right kick to the body. Both guys standing momentarily in southpaw. But Ferreira changes back to orthodox. He's getting his foot nice and outside of that lead foot of Dariush. 3 minutes is still a long time, although Ferreira's losing this fight.
Yeah.
He can still win it. He threw a little knee there as Dariush shot him for a takedown and just missed on an overhand right as Dariush hits back with a nice counter left of his own.
Ferreira's looking a lot fresher on the feet than
man.
Dariush.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dariush has shot in about 1,000 times as well.
Yeah.
And missed the shots. That's what kills you. Ooh, nice left hand by Dariush.
Timed it as he came in.
Yep. And he goes in looking for a single leg. Ferreira's defending and runs into the referee. He's gonna run into the ref again. Ooh, nice. He misses with that uppercut, does Ferreira. This is an absolute slugfest, this fight. Nice 1-2 hit. Dariush hits Ferreira.
Yeah, that was when he switched to that southpaw stance.
Nice little jab. He got him right on the chin then, did Dariush. Oh, he got him with a counter again. See? He went 1-2, did Ferreira, landed short, and Dariush came back with a counter 1-2. Just did a good job of just sliding just out of the way. Now Ferreira with a takedown of his own. We'll get to see Dariush off his back with someone like Ferreira on top. Wow, nice knee slice guard pass from Ferreira, but he doesn't get all the way through. Dariush the reverse De La Riva to use it to get up. Nice work. I liked it. Nice work. Both guys got good jiu-jitsu, man.
Very good.
Very, very good jiu-jitsu. Nice exchange now. They're so tired. Why do you think Ferreira himself hasn't pushed the pace to try and get the takedowns himself with the wrestling?
Yeah, because I think now he thinks, do you know what I mean? Because he's already been taken down twice, that he needs to finish the fight on the feet.
But do you think that that Dariush's wrestling is that much better than Ferreira's?
Well, I think that is the case. I think that he just has better wrestling. Their jiu-jitsu might be evenly matched, but
I think Ferreira's jiu-jitsu is better, probably.
Yeah.
But although Dariush has had very good results in competition jiu-jitsu. Nice takedown again by Dariush. And there's something in the body language of Ferreira that you can tell the takedowns get. Like, there's a moment where he stops.
Yeah. He accepts it and goes, all right, now I've got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really get on the attack with my jiu-jitsu. But instead of defending it and knowing, do you know what I mean, that you still want to stand there with him.
So Dariush has kind of taken the back. He hasn't got both hooks in, but he has locked in the hip, which is a very
can finish the fight here and it's done.
Yep, now he's got both hooks in. He has momentarily got both hooks in on Ferreira. He's looking for a body triangle. He's got it. Ferreira's ending up on top. There's 17 seconds to go. Dariush goes looking for a leg lock, but Ferreira's knee is out, so there's no heel hook there. And now Ferreira's trying to land some ground and pound. Dariush sits up on a single leg. Ferreira goes looking for a guillotine. No, he goes looking for a das. It is over, ladies and gentlemen. What a fight. That was a fight. Definitely Beneil, unless something crazy happened, I think.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Okay.
Unless all the judges are drunk.
Roger V says, John Jones does get hit way too much. No one can take those heavyweight punches. I do think that at light heavyweight, John Jones enjoys reach and height advantage over most people. And whilst he may still be able to roll with the punches because he's a very skilled fighter, it's harder to do that at heavyweight. And he doesn't enjoy the same height and reach advantage. And you can't take that heavyweight power in the same way. So John Jones has taken a lot of shots, that I don't think he could take at heavyweight like that. Not from Francis anyways. Stipe is also great at thinking on his feet. Yeah, that we both agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hassan Ahmed says, unpopular opinion. I think John has slowed down considerably and will lose at heavyweight. His last two title defenses showed that he's slower and his reactions aren't the same. I do feel he's slowed down a little bit. I do feel, and that little bit is a lot, So I think that's enough. Jacob Birdsong, howdy Fab. How did you learn to speak Spanish? It was my first language. I was born in South America. I think Dariush caught him with a knee and hurt him. He most certainly did. John Jones' kind of weakness would be his mentality. Like he wants to beat people in there. No, I don't think that that's a weakness. I think that's when you look at risk, whether it's financial or business or whatever, one of the ways to mitigate risk is to smash straight through it. And when he fights people at their own game, it doesn't leave them anywhere else to go. And I think it gets harder and harder to take people down, especially I think as your career progresses, that wrestling gets harder and harder and people's takedown defenses are better and better. Honestly thought Thiago Santos had him for a second there, if not for that injury sustained and the decision against Reyes was questionable. I think the injury, though, with Thiago Santos was a direct result of John Jones kicking the shit out of his legs. Would you say? In that fight?
Yeah. Yep. People will call it unlucky, but...
Yeah, he kicked the shit out of those legs. And the Reyes fight was very, very close. I read... I read Dariush got his BJJ black belt in 5 years. Yeah, I don't know. I know that he's competed a lot and
Who's
he's
he
done really
trained
well.
under? Is that
I don't know
is
off
it
the top of my
Brazilian
head.
top team?
You know what? I think it is. I think it might be.
Yeah, what's his name? Was just in there with him. We had him on the podcast. The Brazilian top team.
Murilo Bustamante.
Yeah,
Was that him there?
I thought he was in the cage with him just then.
Yeah, Murillo. If it is Murillo, then man, you're in good hands. We had Murillo train with us. He coached us for about a week, and he was on the podcast with us, and everything is amazing. Amazing human being.
Very
amazing,
smart, very intelligent.
Fucking smart, good, everything. Dariush is bleeding from the eye somehow. Probably might have been some sort of eye poke or something. When Bisping was cutting up GSP from the bottom, or when Tony Ferguson completely made Kevin Lee miss all his shots when Tony was on his back. Yeah, there are, like I said, there are some cases, but Bisping lost that fight. But it's very rare to see that people win from the bottom like that, especially without a submission. How much does a cup really protect you? A lot. Because if he took that kick like that, fair in the balls, the way he took, with the cup,
Yeah,
he's asking him a lot, because those cups are steel cups, man. When somebody kicks you in the nuts, they're kicking that steel cup. It's saving you a lot. If not, man, that cup will, like, your balls will be up near your larynx, like bad. Yeah. You ever been kicked in the nuts bad, Eli?
I've been hit. Yeah, I've been hit in the nuts bad, like in a game of football or even, but not like in like even jiu-jitsu
At all.
Yeah, I've been, like just accidental knees and stuff like that. Yeah, fucking it's the worst.
Yeah, steel cup will protect you a lot.
Remember back in the day how people used to sack whack each other?
Yeah.
Anyone sack whack me, it was on. Like,
yeah, you can't be.
I'd turn the fans on them. You know what I mean? Like, fucking.
No, you can't. Joseph asks a question: thoughts on intermittent fasting? To be honest with you, I don't know too much about intermittent fasting per se to give a massive speech, but I do fast myself, and I think it works really, really well for me. I'm just giving anecdotal evidence here. I can't speak from that's not my profession, so it'd kind of be unprofessional of me to speak massively scientifically on it. But I do think it helps massively for me personally with my gut health, with bloating. Just allows my stomach to rest. I feel a lot better, and I don't feel that hungry anymore like I did at the start. Your thoughts?
No, I don't know. Don't know enough about fasting to. Again, is it just another form of going into calorie deficit? Do you mean it because you're trying to get into calorie deficit?
Yeah, but it's more about, in my opinion, for me, for me, it's more about gut flora and reducing the bloating and just resting my stomach, like letting my bowels and everything rest, because otherwise in Western society, we eat way too much.
Yeah.
And we eat way too much processed foods and way too much meat in general, way too much protein and fats and everything.
Yeah, because I was reading something only yesterday that was about all them forms of dieting. They are all just sets of, do you know what I mean? Trying to, like a low carb diet is you're going to lower your carb intake, eat more protein, which is going to fuel you more. Do you know what I mean? But you're taking in less calories. With a plant-based diet, do you know what I mean? You're doing the similar thing. You're filling your body with plant-based foods, which are lower in calories. So do you know what I mean? You're still getting the same amount of fullness, but they're lower in calories. So you're in that calorie deficit each day.
But fasting, you might not necessarily be in caloric deficit.
Yep.
Because you might just eat a whole bunch of shit when you think. I know this from experience. Fab and Eli, what's your favorite thing to fish? What kind of fish do you like catching the most, Eli?
Oh, I don't like fish. I think I've told the story on here before. I'm a terrible fisherman because I don't like killing fish. So I've never been like actual rod and reel type of fisherman. But like spearfishing and stuff like that, up home, I used to enjoy. Do you know what I mean? Flathead, whiting were a lot trickier to get. But not flathead, I enjoy. Yeah, flathead actually pretty easy. Now that what I was just about to explain makes me sound like a really terrible person because flathead are actually easy. They think they're camouflaged on the bottom of the ocean floor,
And
but
you just hit 'em.
old Eli can see them just straight up. Like there you go with the old hand spear Hawaiian sling. But even then, when you go like, I went down to South Coast with PJ and some traditional spearing and that, and same with the flathead. Do you know what I mean? They're a little bit easier to get than the
I want to
whiting or
try
the
that
mullet.
traditional spearing.
Yeah, you have to come down and give it a go.
I want to try that traditional spearing.
It is not easy.
No, it looks ridiculous, dude. It looks absolutely ridiculous. I would say my favorite thing to eat out of the ocean is groper, but you're not allowed to spear them here in New South Wales. So I can't spear them. You can catch them with a line, and it's delicious. Delicious. You have groper?
No, I haven't. I've never had groper.
Mate, it's beautiful. It's absolutely delicious fish to eat. My favorite fish, if I had a fish of choice, it's groper.
I do enjoy watching a bit of fishing now. So that's where I must be getting old.
No, I always watch fishing stuff and that. Always. Question for the panel, please humor me. Boys, would you rather be a fish or a tree? Fish. Because I can move.
Yeah, who fucking wants to be a tree?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, guys, also, I blocked someone here. I never block anyone, but I blocked someone because they put links up to the fights. Please don't do them on our site. I don't want to get our site shut down. So, yeah, don't do that, please. Fab, do you think GSP versus Khabib is happening? No. If I had to guess, what would you say?
No.
Why not?
I don't think GSP is coming back.
And I don't even see the logistics of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even see how
Khabib has come up saying that he won't go up in weight. And no, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just logistically, I don't see it. GSP's last fight was at 185, and Khabib fights at 155 generally. Obviously, GSP's best weight is 170. Is Khabib going to come up to 170? I don't think so. Do you think a lot of the big box MMA gyms have high-end PED specialists to help out with the fighters? I've always thought so. The idea that USADA is infallible is laughable. Well, I've spoken already about that, ad nauseum. Like, it's not hard to beat the drug test. You get 3 tests in a calendar year that if, say, for example, they come and test Eli today, and I say to them, Eli's not here. And they say, no, he put in his whereabouts that he's here. And I say, well, he's fucking not. Everyone knows Eli's a psychopath. He's not here. So he gets 1 black mark against his name. That's it. You can do that 3 times in a calendar year, right? And then you can get drugs that clear your system within 24 hours. So Eli can have microdosing of testosterone increasing supplements. They come in and test him, and he's not here, and then he's off it for however long, and then they test him again. Having said that, say for example, USADA doesn't come out and test the fighters in Australia. It's ASADA that does, and the auspice of USADA. So imagine you training in another country, like, I don't know. I can Google a country because I don't want people to write shit that I didn't
Zimbabwe.
say. Not even like just Google a country where the average wage might be $100 a month, US, right? If you go and you set your training camp in that country, right, and the guys that are testing you under the auspice of USADA, that country's drug testing thing. Think how easy it would be for you to pay the dude a month's salary, 2 months, 5 months salary to just fuck off and leave you alone and take the dog's piss or whatever. It's not that hard. There's a lot of fucking holes. And wherever there's more money, of course, there's going to be a greater opportunity for you to circumvent those things. If 18, 6 really helped me, also it helps me. It helps better lost fat and stop craving snacks. Yeah, no, it does help me a lot, the fasting. I really dislike O'Malley after the Vieira fight.
Is that because of the excuses, or
Yeah, why is that?
That he's pulled out? Like he's came out and said that Ferreira didn't win that fight, and it made me dislike him a little bit more as well.
Oh, and I think he said, and like him saying he KO'd Pantoja in a sparring, like that's the point. Yeah, just seems retarded to say something like that. And then Hassan Ahmed, England's greatest rising drill rapper, says, when did O'Malley say he KO'd Pantoja? Joseph, coach, after Conor lost against Diamond, the narrative is Conor has a lot of money now. He lost the hunger. Does that play a factor in the fight? I mean, a sudden change in financial standing. Yes, it does. But the thing that I don't agree with people is they say that now after Conor's loss. Conor was well rich before the Eddie Alvarez fight. True or not?
Yeah, true.
He was well rich, well before that. So it's not like he just became rich like now and then he lost his passion. So, yeah.
Second kid as well. I don't know. People change.
Yeah, but it's not like
if he won,
if he won, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like nobody would be saying that. I don't think. Yeah. There's a lot of fighters with two kids. You know what I mean? If not more. So I don't know. I think you lost. You know what I mean? That's a big thing. You lost.
Well, Manscaped. No, we're just on the.
Yeah. Manscaped is also a sponsor of that famous podcast, GrangeTV. Manel Kape. Nice. Let's see this fight. Okay.
7 first round finishes. I like it.
That's
what I like to see. First round finishes. I think everyone enjoys them. But what I don't enjoy is when there's too many first round finishes and then we just got to continually watch the replays of previous fights for the next fighters coming up just over and over again. They should just the time in between fights can get a little bit boring, a little bit off track. I do myself anyway, personally. Money versus limited ring time, 40 seconds in 3 years. Yeah, I definitely agree that would have that would play a factor in Conor's performance. But man, a lot of things on his mind, a lot of stuff happening outside of the octagon. Do you know what I mean? He had a second kid. There's been some allegations towards him. A new camp in Spain. You know what I mean? A lot of factors for Conor McGregor. I personally didn't think he performed his best, but props to Dustin. Dustin went out there and got it done. Got it done good. So, trilogy, nah. Move on. Let's move on in the lightweight division. Let's move on and see some guys fucking who are ranked, do you know what I mean, actually fight and make the rankings worthwhile. Otherwise, it's not fucking happen. Thank you, Fab. The salt lamp, it gives us energy. It gives Fab energy. Without it, you should see him, and he takes it down to the beach and catches 10-footers. Just gives him energy, guys. Leave the salt lamp alone.
You don't understand it. You just don't know. You have no idea what it does. So Manel Kape's fighting out of Phuket, Thailand.
Oh, that was actually going to be my country I'd pick. And I quickly distracted, went, no, go somewhere that no one's heard, like, not that no one's heard of, but I went, and not fighting country, Zimbabwe. Because I was going to say, if I was, Thailand.
It's going to be interesting. Did you answer all these questions?
No, I didn't. I answered the one about just the money versus the limited ring time, 40 seconds in 3 years. Yeah, you know what I mean? That could have a factor. That could, some people don't believe it. I think the only one person who doesn't believe in ring rust, who said it doesn't exist and has went out there and performed, was Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
Everyone else, man, it's real. I don't know. it might not be ring rust, but there's the competing, really competing, because not everyone trains like they compete. True.
100%.
So
1000%.
maybe
We're about to start.
Oh, he's keen. Get him out there. First round finish.
He looks like the guy from Menace to Society. You know, Kane from Menace to Society. And we're off, people. Touch of gloves. Pantoja's holding the center of the octagon. He's very aggressive. He's coming forward. Goes for a 1-2. Ooh. Kape just moves his just out of the way. Inside leg kick was swing and a miss by Pantoja. So Pantoja's holding the center of the octagon, trying to corral Kape against the edges here. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, nice water. Thank you.
Yeah. So Kape with the feint of the jab by Pantoja. Oh, nice leg kick right on the calf by Pantoja. Now goes up high with a kick, but Kape catches it. He's looking for that calf kick, is Pantoja.
Kape has switched back into the orthodox there.
Yeah.
Now back to southpaw.
Yeah. Well, Kape's done a good job of landing a couple of good leg kicks and just corralling Kape back. Oh, nice little shuffle there by Kape. I don't know what it 100% achieved, but
yeah,
it's very fast on his feet.
We'll
give him
shuffle.
That. Yeah. 3:31 on the first to go. Pantoja just keeps stalking him down. In his nice, almost like classical boxing stance, eh?
Yeah, and again, but a little bit of following. I'd like to see, do you know what I mean? Just sort of change that angle a little bit and cut.
Ooh, they exchanged right hands there. Both boys caught each other. Nice lead jab by Kape, but Pantoja wants that leg kick, and he's had success landing and hit him with an overhand right. He hit Kape. I think if it goes like this and Pantoja can land 2 or 3 more leg kicks, it's going to be he's feeling those leg kicks. It is now they both exchange leg kicks. I think Kape is starting to step a little funny with that left leg. Can you see it?
Yep.
I think 2-3 more kicks is going to be bad trouble for him. There's another leg kick landed, but his weight was on at that time, so it didn't really land the same way. But he switched to southpaw. Pantoja just keeps moving him back. He's doing a great job of just controlling the center. But like you said, like he could
just cut a tiny little bit more.
Yeah. He switched to southpaw now, so that definitely means something there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He did start off as southpaw, and he's found that that left hand down the pipe once or twice. So
yeah,
surprising he's not staying in that southpaw where he's had a little bit of success with that left hand.
153 go. Oh, nice. Doubled up on the right hand. He did hit Kape then. Not flush, but he did catch him. He didn't. He's kind of looping as well.
Yeah.
If he had thrown it nice and straight, I think he would have caught him. Just swinging a miss with a leg kick then by Pantoja. Oh, nice. Hits a calf on the lead leg. From he was orthodox to southpaw. He hit the calf of the lead leg. Now he hit inside leg kick of the lead leg of Kape, while Kape is in orthodox stance. Pantoja's done a fantastic job of eating up that lead leg.
I think Kape is really relying on that left hand. So when he goes into
inside low kick landed by Pantoja.
That orthodox, he's got a nice quick jab with it.
Yeah,
and then when he's in that southpaw, he tries to look for it down the.
Ooh, been hit again with that right hand. Has Kape. Goes for a lead uppercut. Does Kape? See, and the thing is, when people ask about Conor and the calf kicks and everything, it's how you land them and how many times you land them and where you land them. For example, Kape's taken a lot of kicks, but they haven't all landed on the same spot because he's been moving, changing stance, whatever, da-da-da-da-da. If they all land in the same spot, the way they did on Connor, it's problems, you know?
Bit of a risky move there where he threw a little
Yeah.
cartwheel, double kick and ended up on bottom.
Yeah. Is he sticking
He's a wild man, eh?
Is he sticking his tongue out at Pantoja? And he's looking for this takedown. Pantoja's got great takedown
wild
defense.
Man.
Yeah.
Very jumpy.
Wow. So what do you think?
No, I don't think Kape did enough in that. Do you know what I mean? He was sort of on the back foot. And threw some good shots, but
how
close
in
round.
The fight is he?
No, he's in the fight. You can tell by it. Do you know what I mean? He's tagged him a few times, but just a little bit too jumpy, a little bit sort of all over the place. It seems almost frantic. So with that energy in that's how come he might have them 7 first round stoppages. Do you know what I mean? Because he's got incredible amount of energy and he throws some wild stuff, but hasn't seemed to sort of phase Pantoja too much. I don't think. Stayed very composed. What are your thoughts, Fab?
I think that if he takes a couple more leg kicks flush, outside leg kicks on the calf, if he takes maybe 3 to 4 more, I think that'll be he won't be able to move too much more. Having said it's not that easy to land 3 or 4 calf kicks, but if Pantoja lands 1 or 2 more on the outside, it's going to be very hard for Kape to get back in the fight. Right now, he's still in the fight, but I think 3 or 4 more landed calf kicks, and it's going to be that. Nice. He lands a calf kick out of his own. He landed a couple of calf kicks of his own. Oh no, he's not doing. He's not the matador in this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the showboating's cool when you're winning, you know, but
yeah. I can see this ending up on a highlight reel. Don't showboat, do you know what I mean? And then
yeah. He's moving well in the southpaw stance, but Pantoja's standing strong and he's just like staying controlling the center. Nice leg kick landed by Pantoja. And he landed that one more on the side of the knee, which is nerve that's run down the side of the leg. And that, man, it really starts to take your leg out of commission. Southpaw versus Orthodox here, with Kape's trying to win that real estate back and get back into the center of the octagon. And he's doing a good job of kind of creeping up into it, feinting leg kicks, but Pantoja's just much better at getting into that center and getting into that range and firing off when he gets there first. Kape has said a low blow and a gentleman's agreement. Another kick to the body by Pantoja, which is taking it on the forearms of Kape, but that does start to affect your forearms if it doesn't break them. Kick straight up the middle there. I love these kicks straight down the middle. When you have an orthodox versus southpaw, that front kick straight up the middle, or not even a teep kick, it's more like a front kick, like a karate front kick, taekwondo front kick. That's a great move to use right into the solar plexus. Another low kick landed by Pantoja. I feel that Kape is feeling those kicks. He's doing a good job of keeping the poker face on. Nice calf kick himself landed. I can't tell if he got partially checked though. He's still moving really well, is Kape. Pantoja's doing a good job holding the center. This round's a closer round, would you say?
Yeah, it is. But he's staying patient.
Yeah.
He's not getting sucked into this, do you know what I mean? This sort of game that Kape's trying to, I guess, suck him into, do you know what I mean? Being a little bit more.
Oh, get hit with a nice right hand, did Kape. Answered with a couple of his own, but did not hit him his flush. Another nice little front kick down the middle. Another kick to the body by Pantoja. both kind of just staying away from each other.
Yeah, they've been a little bit hesitant now.
Yeah.
Or if they're feeling a little bit tired, or they're just trying to time each other.
Ooh.
They're both looking to counter a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. I feel that's a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would have liked to see Pantoja go for more takedowns. But Kape seems to be good off his back too, so...
A minute left in this round. Round 2.
Has Kape done enough to win this round?
No, I don't think so. I think with them kicks, Pantoja would be winning this round as well.
I agree. He's landing those kicks, even though they're landing on the arms. Like those kicks hurt.
Yeah. But them sort of up kicks as well that were landing to the body.
Front kicks, man, to the body.
The front kicks, yeah.
Went up high, did Kape, misses, doubles up on a combination, misses, doesn't hit him flush, shoots a deep double. Does Kape, takes the back, standing. He's got his back, but he hasn't sunk the hooks in. He's looking for it. Pantoja's doing a good job of defending. He's going to try and peel him off. Pantoja rolls and gets back up to his feet. There's 9 seconds to go. Goes for another kind of high kick knee, which Kape catches. Pantoja gets to the cage again and stands up. Fine. What do you think, Eli?
I think Pantoja is still 2 rounds up. So, yeah, I think he's winning the fight. I enjoy that he stayed calm and collective. He stayed patient. He hasn't sort of got sucked into this wild game.
He's doing a good job of just chopping it, like chopping the leg, hitting that right hand, hitting the body with the front kick, and just moving forward. So Jay Farrell says it seems that heavier weight classes aren't throwing the calf kicks like the lower weight classes. Is this just a natural progression of the game, or does it not work as well as heavyweight? Well, when Miocic fought Dos Santos landed that calf kick flush on Miocic. And if Miocic hadn't got him out of there when he did, he would have had real serious problems later in that fight if he would have been able to continue at all. So just watch that fight again. I think one of the things that happens with the calf kick is that you have to be reasonably close to throw it. Otherwise, you're hitting just all foot on the shin. So you have to be reasonably close to throw. And I think it makes it a little bit more dangerous the heavier you go up in the weight classes. Big hugs from both boys. They touch gloves and go. But no, it's definitely being used in the heavyweight division.
You need to be light on your feet as well. You need to be quick on your feet. And being a bigger frame, you just can't. Do you know what I mean?
But there are guys that use it at heavyweight as well.
Yep.
Do you remember that fight? Dos Santos versus
I do.
Miocic? Do you remember he landed a calf kick? Miocic's leg was like, fuck.
He came forward. Oh, yeah.
Came forward and touched
But they can't move like these guys, do you know what I mean, and get a calf kick in. Like, being that big, you just can't, you know what I mean, you're just not going to be as quick.
No, gravity affects you differently. Kape is now holding the center of the octagon. He's in the southpaw stance, and Pantoja's in the orthodox stance. Kape is, again, Pantoja looks for a takedown, comes back up. Kape looks to be the fresher of the two right now.
Yeah, but he really needs to do something to try to win this fight, I think.
Well, it does you nothing to be the fresher of the two at the end of a 3-round fight that you lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you can feel good after that, but you still lost. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel good. Yeah, but you lost.
So significant strikes, it says Pantoja 48 to Kape 31. I don't feel I've seen 31 significant strikes from Kape. Inside leg kick there by Kape. There's good, nice left hand by Kape, but then answered by Pantoja with the right hand of his own. Pantoja's doing a fantastic job of just holding the center, not getting caught up with the movement of Kape. And you know what I mean? Like you said earlier.
Yep. No, he's staying very composed and just, you know what I mean, working some really nice counters. But they both are. They both are, do you know what I mean? They don't want to be first because they want to try to...
They want to counter.
Yeah, they want to counter.
Oh, little exchange there. I think Pantoja got the better of that. Kape's creeping in the southpaw stance. Pantoja's doing a good job of just staying away. The thing is, do you think Pantoja feels like he's winning this fight, that he's won?
I do. I think that's how come he's not on the front foot as much. He's being a little bit more cautious. And Kape as well also, I think, feels that he might be behind in the scorecards and he needs to push
coming forward more. And again, there's that front kick landed by Pantoja. Nice kind of uppercut there with the left hand by... Ooh, got hit with a right high kick on the exit.
A little bit of Saturday night shimmy here.
A little bit of shimmying there done by Kape. But to me, I also feel that he just got hit with a right high kick, and when he did that, it kind of drew attention to that interaction between them, which was really him getting hit in the head.
See, I was trying to, put on the poker face, not...
Yeah. But he would have been better off not drawing attention to that exchange. Nice work here. I think Pantoja's doing a good job. He's doing enough, I think, to probably even win this round too. If he puts on a little bit more pace, I think he can win this third round as well. In my opinion, anyways. Who am I?
A minute left in the third round.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kape's just not doing enough.
Not doing enough for a guy that potentially lost the first and second.
And the amount of energy he still has.
Yeah. Nice left hand down the middle by Kape. They both exchanging punches. They're both exchanging fires with the right hand, does Pantoja. Ooh. Front kick down the middle again. 1-2 by Pantoja. Oh. Nice exchange there. I think Pantoja getting the better of it in that exchange. Oh, he's deep on that double leg, his Kape. Look to take the back. Pantoja slides out of it again. Rolls out of it again. They're exchanging punches. Kape got hit again on the exchange. Kape goes deep for a double leg again. He's riding him from the back, but it's not enough time. I don't see Kape winning that.
No, not at all. He's confident. They both have hands up, but
what do you think?
3 rounds.
Jacob Birdsong. I feel like someone like Ghane might be able to throw calf kicks. Imagine how savage a really good heavyweight low kicker would be. Man, like Ghane can definitely throw the calf kicks. There's a few of them there that can throw the calf kick. It's just like I said, you're a little bit closer. You're a little bit closer to getting hit when you throw that kick. And you've got to be able to slide in and out. Like Elo said, you have to have the footwork to move. But yeah, absolutely. And I do think the gun is a problem for anyone at that heavyweight division. That's why we're talking John Jones, we're talking all of that. But man, big strong boys in that division. How much time do gyms spend trying to keep up with the latest trends, e.g. calf kicks being the hot move of the moment? I don't know. Like, the thing is that there are moves that you're watching, but it's things that people might have been doing in a gym for a long time. It's just that when it's done in the UFC 2 times, everyone's like, oh, like everyone's seen it. But, people have been low kicking for a long, long time. Just in the UFC now, recently, it's there. So I don't know that you're always on board on what's happening and what's current. But a lot of the moves and that you see, people have probably been drilling them for years, way before that. What do you think, Eli?
Yeah, I think there's always moves out there, and people are probably trying to perfect them. And that there's a lot of moves out there that I'm sure gyms are trying to perfect. That they're not necessary.
Yeah.
If you don't have your fundamentals right, there's no point of fucking practicing a switch hook or like, so do you know what I mean? Don't fucking, get your fundamentals right and then worry about that. This is just my opinion. And I could be wrong, but it's just what you see a lot of on Instagram. It's what people want to see. And that there's a lot of gyms and that they'll be practicing stuff that get you 1-1-2 right before you're worrying about switching off your back foot and a hook and
yeah, of course.
So but new trends, like you can't go and see something that Conor McGregor did or Ferreira or someone you know what I mean is just done in the UFC and said, all right, we're going to go in there and drill that this week. You know what I mean? Because it could be a different level of athlete.
It's not. You know what it is? When we have Volkanovski on the podcast, he said it's not just when you throw a jab. There's all different types of jabs you can throw. So looping jabs, jabs that come up like an uppercut, jabs moving back, jabs moving forward. You can have all these different things. And then not only are there all those different things, but you got to know when to throw those jabs. When do I throw this jab? When do I throw that jab? So it's not as simple as just going, calf kicking. The good calf kickers are the ones that set you up to do it, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think people go, you want to stay on top of what people are doing now, but the fundamentals, the core of it, are what people have been doing for 1,000 years. Do you think Anderson Silva's leg break from Ewan Ferguson from a low leg kick had more to do with Weidman checking it or more of a structural weakness from that part of the leg? In particular, in that situation, when you throw a kick, right, if you're throwing it up, think of like a sword. If I have a sword like this, I can smash it into another sword. I can smash it into a telegraph pole, and it's going to probably be okay. It's going to chop in, but it won't cut the telegraph pole. But if I turn the blade like this and hit it as hard as I can like that, it will probably snap the blade. For sure, if I swing it so that it's broadside up like that and somebody checks my blade like this, my blade's going to break. In that fight, that kick in particular that Anderson threw, you're very susceptible because all Chris had to do was stick his knee out. When he hit him as well, Anderson, you can see that Anderson's legs coming up a little bit into that kick because that allows him to throw the kick fast and with no toe. So he's able to just go and throw it out. But he's hitting it at an angle. So it's hitting with a broadside a little bit. And Chris's leg just cut right across. And it's actually a relatively common break when people throw the kick. Man, you're throwing a leg that's out in the middle of nowhere and you're clashing with shins. There's a good chance that break's going to occur. And it's a very, reasonably common break. In soccer, you see breaks like that as well when people go to kick and a dude, that's why studs up. Yeah, studs up, you're out. So when somebody puts that leg out, it can snap the tibia and fibula. I honestly can't understand the train of thought that would lead someone to want to become a professional fighter. Jacob Birdsall. Some people are just built different. They most certainly are built different.
It's wired different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're 100% wired differently.
Getting a couple of wires off a serial killer,
but probably, yeah. The Ballina Brawler.
It's back.
Eli, how do you think White versus Povetkin rematch goes?
Oh, man, I had White in the first one. I thought he'd be able to outbox him, and but he got caught. I don't know. To be honest, I didn't know they were having a rematch, but I'm going to think White will learn a little bit more from it this time, and he'll be able to get the win. But dude, he got caught once. I don't know. He got caught bad. Do you see that knockout? That was fucking out of nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere. So no, I think White would have learned a lot from that, and will be a lot more cautious and be able to outbox him.
I think a question here says, what makes fighters like Wonderboy Rob, is he so confident to fight with hands low besides the obvious? Yes, they are fast. But are there subtle aspects that you can explain? I think all of those guys fight, even though Israel is a kickboxer, he doesn't necessarily fight in a traditional kickboxing, like Muay Thai stance like that. So the first thing that I will say, from my opinion, and then please jump in, is that they're fighting with their hands low, but only when they're at a distance. All of those guys are distance fighters more so than they are fighting with their hands low, so to speak. Because when they're coming close, their hands are up. When they fight, what those three guys do, and GSP as well, they create false distances. So their jabs come from a lower, like if I'm standing here, their jabs come from a lower spot. So it comes out of your like lower. It's not jabbing from here. So that gives them a little bit of extra range, but it also allows you to not be able to see the jab coming at the same time. And they're playing with the distance. Israel can do it even easier because he's so tall. So he can lean in and then lean out. And then when you're swinging, he's not really there. Rob has to do it a little faster because he's kind of short for the division and he's very, very fast to cover from point A to point B. But they don't really fight with their hands low once they're in close. Thoughts on that?
No, I was going to say it's all about their distancing and their confidence in their range. So it's, again, when they're in that close range, their hands aren't down. That's where you get caught. It's when they're out, they feel comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Then they cover that range so quick, then their hands are up. Yeah. So it's, there has been, I think when Rob fought that wrestler out of the Ultimate Fighter, and
Colton Smith.
He kept that bottom hand down, but he did a really good job of shielding with that lead shoulder. And I think, was that to help with the takedown defense?
I think so. We weren't working with him yet, so probably, I don't know.
Yeah.
What that.
But again, do you know what I mean, mate? I think he was confident that Colton Smith, was it?
Colton Smith, yeah.
Colton Smith, you know what I mean? Striking wasn't that great, and then the main threat was the takedown. So he chose to defend the takedown more than worry about the strikes. No, it's all a distancing thing.
It creates a little bit of an illusion because that's the other thing as well. They're showing you they're fighting with their hands down, but they're not. They're actually not really fighting with their hands down, only when they're at that distance. And when you slide into Wonder Boy, he slides out into the side. So he doesn't stay there with his hands down, swinging punches. And then the other thing with all three of those guys, they've all got really good chins.
Yeah.
They're really, really good chins. You know, so they know that even if you come in and you catch them, they got good chins. They know this, you know. So all of those things combined. But the number one thing, the major thing is their distance control.
I talk about that sometimes with boxing, just about feints when you're outside of that range. Do you know what I mean? There's no point of throwing feints when the other fighter knows you're outside of that striking range. Do you know what I mean? Because you're not going to get the reaction out of them when you're inside that striking range. So the same where their guys have got their hands down, they're not really throwing feints from back there.
No.
Do you know what I mean? If they do, they're feinting to go in. Do you know what I mean? With their whole body and covering that distance, but you're not standing that far back and throwing a jab feint because the person's not going to react to it. So,
and that's where guys like Rob and Stephen Thompson can do that because they can cover that point A to point B distance really well. And then guys like Israel can do that because he can just lean in and you think he's like 20 centimeters closer than what he is.
Yep.
And then when you go, he kind of he goes back and he's very flexible and very tall, and very long. So he kind of sits back on his right foot and you're throwing that punch and you're throwing it just short. But now your head is in his range and he just comes back with that right hand and catches you off balance, flush, precision, perfect, you know. But he's creating a real false distance. It's interesting because Michael Johnson has wins over Barboza, Ferguson, and Poirier.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So
no, I think he's the much more accomplished fighter out of these two. Clay Guida's just been around for a long time.
And I think it's interesting how MMA works because he hasn't, with all due respect to him, but he hasn't enjoyed the success in the lightweight division that you would think someone would have after having those guys as wins on his resume.
Yeah.
Because then he's dropped other fights too that you'd think he'd win.
Yeah, exactly. He has lost fights that you went, I thought he would be a favourite. Can I just add with Stephen Thompson and Robert Whittaker, they're like fucking Mortal Kombat, like fucking characters, aren't they? The way they cover distance.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's nearly sort of like they disappear there and then they're there and they're appear.
Very fast, man. And the shots come from non-traditional angles, you know, that's hard for you to counter. I like how tricky the dominant hand forward can be, throws people off. Reminds me of Michael Chandler versus Benson Henderson too, when Michael was starting off as a southpaw. and it threw off Benson. You mean when people start off, if they're traditionally southpaw, they start off as orthodox? Is that what you mean?
I like how tricky. So he's saying like if my right hand is my dominant hand, then I'd be fighting at southpaw.
Like that as well.
Yeah.
I
think it's. I remember the Australian Institute of Sport when we went down there one time for a bit of coaching and stuff like that. And the first thing they did with a lot of the fighters, and that people, I think they've even tested this for people's wrestling stance and that they just get you to stand there. You don't know what's happening. They just come up behind you and push you in the back. And your stance, and I think it's the same with surfing to find out whether you're natural or goofy. It's what your most comfortable stance is in your foot. Do you mean with your feet? That's going to determine whether you're a southpaw or orthodox, not whether you're right-handed or left-handed.
And I was going to say as well, you've got to understand some people can write with their right hand, but they throw a ball with their left, and then they swing a cricket bat like they're right-handed. So that doesn't really mean that much. It's not like you're hitting people like super hard with that jab either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're off, people. We're off. Clay Guida, bundle of energy, but Johnson's got tidy boxing, man. He's got tidy, fast hands, and I think he's got enough wrestling defense to be able to keep this on the feet. And Clay Guida doesn't look like the old Clay Guida, you know, like you can see it in his body that it's not.
Nah, and he's still. Do you mean he's still got that movement and jumps around, but
it's not the same.
Even with that movement, a lot of the movement I used to think was, do you mean, nearly pointless movement.
Yeah.
Like it's them feints out of range. It's that movement out of range, and that.
Yeah, they're exchanging now. Clay Guida looked for a right hand over the top, but Johnson's just beating him to the punch every time. Right hand over the top partially lands by Guida. If it gets out of this round, then I see Johnson being able to put the rhythm on him. At the start like this, anyone can win with one wild shot. But I think once it falls into right hand landed by Guida. Yeah. Another clubbing right hand by Guida. Johnson's touching his eye. Oh, another right hand landed by Guida. Johnson's touching his eye. Sometimes when you get hit on that orbital, it really messes up your vision.
He's getting him continuously
hit him with his overhand right. I don't know if Johnson can't see out of his left eye. Oh, Guida with a right high kick lands another right hand. Johnson can't see the shot coming. Guida's cut, hits a double leg. He's got the single leg here. What I feel, one of the bad things that I feel for Johnson, as far as him, I don't feel he's developed his jiu-jitsu and his ground game off his back as much as I would have liked to see him do.
Yep.
Had he have done that, I think that we would have really seen him be a bigger threat in this division. So he's looking forward to cross-face Guida. Guida's hanging on to that single leg for everything that he's got.
And it'd be tiring hanging.
This would be tiring. But he had such success landing that overhand right. I don't know why he's doing this. Now I know why he did this. So he took Johnson down. And this is what I mean. I feel that Johnson here, when he gets taken down and put on his back, it's not, he just doesn't have a lot of answers.
Yep.
You know, and I feel for how long he's been in the game, I don't feel that he's developed that aspect of his grappling. And Clay Guida could well hold him down here.
Guida was just taking that head off center, throwing that looping overhand right,
and
catching him with him around 4 or 5 times.
I'm curious to see if he's got a big mouse over his eye, Johnson. Look at Clay Guida. If Clay Guida can finish Johnson earlier than 3 rounds, that means that Clay Guida is better than Khabib. What are you going to say, Hilo?
Isn't it mad about Johnson that, you know what I mean, if he gets beaten by, and nothing against Clay Guida.
No, but he's
some of the people he's beaten,
and
some of his performance, and then comes out,
But he's gotten up now, has Johnson. He's holding Guida up against the cage. I'm interested to see. Maybe that one of those shots broke the orbital. I don't know, because he looks to be protecting that eye. Ooh, Clay Guida is looking for that high kick again. Exchanging. He's a wild man. He's Guida, eh?
Yeah.
Left down the middle by Johnson. Inside leg kick by Johnson. Kicks to.
I think Johnson just needs to stay composed here.
Yeah.
And just weather this sort of energetic storm.
Get out of this round and let it settle.
Yeah. Start getting his timing and his countering. He got sucked into a bit of a brawl.
A bit of a slugfest.
Yeah.
But how do you not get in a slugfest with Clay Guida?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he just leads with his head and he throws bombs
Yeah.
and tries to take you down. He can't keep that storm going forever. And I think now they're going to start to be more composed. There's 55 seconds left. Left hook landed by Guida. A little check hook on the exit by Johnson. He's a right overhand right. You know what it is as well? It looks like he's going to miss.
Yeah.
The way he's throwing it.
But a little counter 1-2-1 by.
You know what it looks like to me? It looks like he's throwing it like it's going to go short and then he lets it go a little longer. It looks like he knows that this one was a good punch for Johnson. You get what I mean? Like when he punches it, he looks like he's coming in short and then he extends like it doesn't actually, it goes longer.
He's really stepping over with that rear leg as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Which is making it a
giving
bit
him
longer.
That extra range, yeah. But he's winding up like it's going to be a short kind of hook. But he turns it into an overhand right. There, he got him in the back of the head then. And he got him again. Oh, he got him good. At the end of that round.
He just stood still for that one.
My God.
He didn't even have to cover any range. Yeah.
Now, is there something structurally wrong with his eye? It's this eye here. No. He just got hit good. His eye's not blowing up or anything.
Nah. He's just fucking continuously getting hit by the same shot.
Wow.
If you don't make adjustments, then keep throwing it. If I'm in Guida's corner, I'll say keep throwing that until he fucking adjusts to it. And when he does, we'll mix it up.
Dude, he could get finished like that.
Yeah, you can't keep playing around with a shot. Do you mean especially an overhand right? Like you can't go, I'm just going to keep taking someone's overhand right. No. Fuck it. It's not like a peppering jab.
Nah. Even then, you can't. Like,
they're still going to wear. Yeah.
There's only so many jabs you can take.
How old is Clay Guida?
39.
39.
Is Clay Guida one of the best fighters in his prime to not win a title? I never really had him as like. I've always liked him, a cult favorite and whatnot, but I never really had him as a real like this guy's going to hold the belt. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I did. I never. The same, a bit of a cult figure. Exciting.
Man,
to
you
watch.
know who's similar to Connor Johnson? He beat some good guys, lost to some other guys. That was a Clay Guida story. Nice takedown by Guida.
Just sort of pitbulled his way in there, didn't he?
Absolutely. And this is definitely Johnson's weakness.
He just sort of accepts it a little bit and sits into it. Not really that desperation to let's just bounce back up.
And he's holding him. He's tying up the legs. And Johnson, he's doing a good job of getting up. He's using the whizzer. He's putting his body up against the cage. That's what you want to do. And lean into the cage and get up. Lean into the cage, get up. Step forward with that left leg if you can. He stepped back with the right leg, so it's a very similar thing. Good defense. He's splitting the hands. He's controlling the wrists and creating weight on Guida with the whizzer. But he can't stay here. He needs to look for that underhook so that he can start to turn Guida and get off that cage. Or use his elbow to frame on Guida's head and lift Guida's head up. But he can't just stay there because Guida can stay here all day and he'll win this round too. There's 3 minutes and 27 seconds to go and he's winning this round. And he won the last one for sure.
Yeah, yep.
He's still working on that single leg. He's Clay Guida. Now he's going for a head inside. He's going for the head outside now. Johnson's trying to push the head down and go for a butt scoop. Is he going to be successful? This is not a game to play with Clay Guida because the wrestling part, this wrestling thing that he does, he's very good and he loves it. He's getting a crossface on Clay Guida and a butt scoop and he's landing big hammer fists and Clay Guida comes out. Johnson got out, landed a little knee to Guida's head. Now they're exchanging punches. Guida's coming in, throwing that overhand right. Johnson's throwing the left right. Guida just dived at the legs. Johnson sprawled, got it, but he reshot, did Guida. He's in deep on a single leg here. Real deep. This is where it'd be good to see Johnson if he had more of a vocabulary of submissions and jiu-jitsu and work off his back, because Guida knows that he can just go after that submission. You go after without the submissions. And Guida's very good on, like, hard to submit.
It was like a flying mullet or something. He just flew at him, didn't he?
Yeah.
This is how come he's entertaining. This
Yeah,
is how
absolutely.
come a Clay Guida fight is always worth watching. He's never went in there and not had to go away.
No. He always fights hard. Okay, he's defended that well, has Johnson. He's gone for a takedown of his own. I don't know if he can feel that Guidas may be slowing down, but I don't know. I don't fucking know that. So he's working his Guida. Goes for a little knee. Johnson's holding him up against the cage. But I've got to think that Guida's winning this round. And
Johnson's not winning this round.
Yeah, Johnson's not going to win this round like this. And Guida's gone. The thing is, I think Guida's much more of a submission threat, not necessarily off his back, but definitely more of a submission threat than is Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson's got lovely, fast hands, and that's what I'd like to see him use. Guida looks good, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they exchanged punches there. Both landed. Now left hand landed by Johnson. Another left hand landed by Johnson. Another little jab landed by Johnson. Ducks under the right hand of Guida. But Guida, you know what Guida does, man? Physicality that he does is make the fight uncomfortable and awful for you. And if you can't keep him off, it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
He's looking for an outside trip. "21 seconds to go. Guida will win this round now." Just holding him here. Yeah. It's a 3-round fight now. Johnson is put in a position that he has to get the finish. I honestly had Johnson down as a favorite. In my opinion. I thought he'd knock him out. Fantastic job by Guida. Puts himself right back in the mix.
Clay Guida.
Wow. Well, it's not over yet. Hassan Ahmed. Fab, who do you think Jacob Malkoun should fight next in the UFC? How far can he go? I don't know who should fight next. I'd like, another person on debut. And I think Jacobs can go very, very far. He's got very, very good jiu-jitsu. He's got very good boxing. He got caught in the last fight, man. These things happen. But he's got very good boxing, very good jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, he can go very far. He's a very good grappler, very accomplished grappler, very, very good hands, very, very tidy hands. So, yeah, he can go far, man. He can go far. Just depends who you get matched up with on the day and what happens in that fight. What did somebody say just then?
Oh.
Because Clay Guida looks like he just railed a line of goey. Yeah. Michael Johnson has been in this position in his career before. Yes, he has. Okay.
They're back on here.
We're on.
Guida is pushing forward again.
Okay, there's an exchange there. They're exchanging in the pocket. Guida is swinging for the fences. Johnson's looking for that 1-2 to land, but Guida just answers everything and he's taking the shots. Like, Johnson's landing them, but Johnson doesn't really have a second phase to his game. Like, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's there to box. You know, and I don't see that being versatile enough at the top end, you know? Oh, my God. There we go. He's landed some. Yeah. He's got to keep this on the feet, Johnson. You got to keep this on the feet. So he did a good job of stuffing it to now, but he can't stop there.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Desperation.
You cannot capitulate that. Once you hit any part of you got to get up. And Guida's doing a great job of pushing his weight into Johnson and just holding them, pinning him there against the cage. And he's up. But Guida, you'll have to get like paint thinners to take him off you. He's doing a fantastic job, is Guida, of just pinning himself to Johnson. Johnson's fighting hard, looking for the butt scoop again, looking for the crossface. Guida is holding onto that leg so tight. Johnson's almost out. Now he's not. He's back. Guida just keeps adjusting and reshooting.
I'm going to ask a question at the end of this about this butt scoop.
Yeah.
Curious. Well, you see, I've seen a lot of footage of wrestling, and some of them look like they're a couple knuckles deep.
Yeah.
Is it a tactic?
I've never stuck my fingers in anyone's ass, but I know people that do it.
Yeah. So it is. They will say like,
Blake got his ass fingered bad against a Nigerian dude.
I'm talking about wrestling, but
in wrestling, no, it was in a wrestling match as well. It wasn't a social event.
Oh.
But look at this situation. So this is what I mean. Like Guida is obviously tired, and he's still going for it. And I'd like to have seen that if Michael Johnson had more of a submission threat.
He's lost this fight, Michael Johnson.
Well, he's going to get choked here. It looks. I just feel that at how far along he's come in his career,
he is going to get choked here.
He should have more of a submission game.
Fighting the hands.
Johnson. He's fighting the hands correctly. Guida's got his legs crossed over. He's creating a lot of pressure. Now he's putting him in the body triangle. And Johnson's not going to get out of the body triangle. And here's the thing, when people talk about training rooms and all that thing and he trains with Usman, or trained with Usman a lot.
Yeah.
And, you see footage of him and he does well against Usman and everything. But the fight is different. And when you're at a different weight, it's different.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Maybe he even does well against Usman. Who knows? But it's different in here.
Well, he hasn't really been able to adjust to Guida's pace and
just overall physicality.
Yeah.
He has to come this side, to the side of the foot, to start to get free. But that's also a side that Guida's going to try and choke him on.
Yeah.
So it's a
minute left in the third round.
Guida's just going to hang on to him.
Yeah.
And Johnson doesn't have the grappling, the submission savviness, the grappling to really pose a threat on the ground. So the disparity between him and Guida is huge. $40 to go. He's trying to come out this way. But when he comes out this way, Clay switches his arms and goes for the choke. He's doing the right thing because he's trapping that arm, Johnson. But it's a case of too little, too late.
Yeah, I was going to say it.
And Guida has a greater vocabulary there.
With 15 seconds left in the third round. Great performance by Clay Guida.
Yeah, man. He's just holding on. Good on him.
And Johnson can't be mad.
No, I love when people do that. I love when people hold someone like that. Time.
Michael Johnson.
Wow.
Okay, so going back, do you get disqualified for going knuckles deep?
No.
No?
No. In some cultures, it's probably a sign of manhood. I've seen people like Blake, our friend. We got a friend, Blake Barden, shout out. He got. It was bad, dude. I was like, because I was coaching at the time. I was like, what the fuck? Look what he's doing. And the ref stopped the guy.
I did.
Yeah.
And pulled him up about it.
But there was like penetration. I think Blake's ever been the same. There was serious penetration. Because, Blake beat the guy.
Yeah.
Blake beat the guy, but not like he should have really beat him with like a fucking hammer or something.
Yep.
Because Blake shot the double and the guy was like defending that. It was a single leg. The guy was defending and Blake was real flexible and he was in deep. And then the guy was like, I'm getting in deep too. And he got in deep on that single leg too, but he misunderstood the concept. It was bad. Like I yelled out, the ref had to stop it.
Yeah.
Because the finger was in his asshole. It was kind of like fucked up porn. So yeah. So what was the questions here? So what are we up to here? Does Wonder Boy do the same? Is Clay Guida one? Okay. So I answered the one. Michael Johnson has been. Yep. Do you think Dillashaw should work his way up the bantamweight division again, or is his ability just too good to be put against anyone not in the top 5? I feel that the Dillashaw, man, with the amount of drugs he did and how well he did it, I don't know. I think those bands should be way bigger. You know, that's what I feel. What do you think?
Yeah, they should. Of course, they should be way bigger. I think, but saying that, if he comes back, you wouldn't feed him someone. Do you know what I mean? Like outside of the top 15, because he'll eat him alive.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Do you know what I mean? Like having that amount of performance-enhancing drugs over such a long time, you're in front of the game, boys. Fucking so much.
The thing is, man, if you just think of it in its simplest forms, like most of the time, anything that enhances your testosterone aids in protein synthesis. So all that does is allow your body to recover. That's why when you're a kid and you've got testosterone through the roof, you recover straight away. You can do 2-3 sessions a day, and it doesn't even matter. But as you get older, you can't. Your body starts to break down because your testosterone is lower. These guys, dude, that they can do more sessions than everyone else. So let's say you do, a normal person does 10 sessions a week. If this person can do 15 sessions a week, then you add that up month after month after month for 5 years. That person's trained like 30-40% more times than you. That's a lot. And Michael Johnson has fought Khabib, so he has already experienced the worst grappling wise. Well, that was pretty fucking bad. Then
look, Guida here. We just fucking this week.
Still going.
Still bouncing around. Go away.
Look at this, man. This live show is better than a pay-per-view. Cheers from Seattle. Thank you, sir. You're the best. Thank you. Guys, we need you guys to support us. We also have a PayPal account that you guys can donate to if you feel that that's necessary. If not, just comment and love the thing and like and share. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. The commenter from Seattle. And by the way, Seattle is on my to-do list. I would really like to go to Seattle. I'd love to go. Sometimes when Johnson throws a combo, he looks like a demon from the hell with the hand speed. He does have good hand speed, but I don't think he has the best timing, and I don't think he has a second or a third phase to his fight. Like he's going to come out and he's going to box you and he's going to try and do it with faster hand speed, but he doesn't have the best head movement and he doesn't have like a wrestling threat or a submission game off his back. It's not really there in the same way. But having said that, he's beaten some really good people. Thank you, Randy. Randy loves the show.
Thank you, Randy.
Delgado, I always want both fighters to win, but there can only be one. That's true. I cannot believe how well Guida just matched Johnson's striking in the early part of the round. Did not expect that. I didn't expect that either. But in fairness, did he match the striking or did he just get his game off as far as the overhand right and then the double leg?
I think he did. He was taking his head off center, just throwing that overhand right. Little step from his back foot, increasing the range, landing. Do you know what I mean? And again, I'll say it, keep doing something if it's working.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Do it over and over again and force the person to make the change.
I think,
then when they make the adjustment, then hopefully you can adjust then to what they're.
I think what a big thing for me, my opinion, and I've said this about 1,000 times today, I think a big thing is, number one, all the things that Guida did right. By number two, and this isn't something that happened today, this has happened 10 years ago. Johnson hasn't got the second and third phase available to him, like a good guard or uses his wrestling in offensively, so it becomes only one-sided. Justin Gage is in danger of that as well.
Yeah,
but Justin Gage started to add more wrinkles to his stand-up game, so that's a little different. Hey players, good to see you both. What's in the glass, Fab? Water, mate. Water and ice. Do you want more water, Eli, on that?
I'll have to shoot in a sec.
All right, cool. Can you hold the fort here? I'll get water and I'll get you your other cookies. All right.
So, guys, yeah, I got to shoot off in a minute. So, unfortunately, I can't stay with you for the last 2 fights, but it's good to be back. Good to interact with everyone. Been some good fights. Yeah. So, thank you, guys. Hope everyone enjoyed their Christmas break and getting back into the swing of things. What else is there? I'm not sure. Bit of odd times. 2021. I think everyone's just hoping for some normality back in their lives. Obviously a lot of good fights coming up, so some normality there. And yeah, I just hope everyone's doing well. And appreciate all the listeners, everyone who subscribe, everyone who follows us. Do you know what I mean? We really appreciate it. It's nice. So thank you, guys. Frankie, Edgar. Rate him big time. Big time. When's he going to stop? Hold on. Let me have a look at some of these. Beetlejuice. Oh, yeah. Players. Everybody hates Dominic Cruz on the UFC sets. Man, I think he's just an odd dude. I reckon Dominic Cruz, for me, I think he's a strange cat. He just is. I remember watching him before he was even in the commentary and that. He was just like on the countdowns and stuff like that. I just always thought he was a strange cat. Just an odd guy. But each to their own. Plenty of odd people out there. I also might be one of them odd people. Clay Guida, I think, would take on Francis Ngannou. I think he would fight anyone. He's a madman. Proper madman. Very enjoyable guy to watch fight. Because you know what you're going to get out of Clay Guida is, like, he's going to leave everything in there. He's not going to fucking float around and just feel it. You know what I mean? He's going to go 100%. He's always going to give it his all. And as a coach, you love that. You love them guys in the gym. Do you know what I mean? That having that energy around when it comes to training sessions and that. You like them guys. He would have made a lot of champions. Do you know what I mean? Out of how hard he works. I would expect Michael to throw uppercuts more, especially against Clay Guida's stance. Yeah, well, Clay Guida was sort of offsetting that head and, do you know what I mean, really taking it off center and throwing that overhand right, which definitely the uppercut, even that lead uppercut and that southpaw stance would have, do you know what I mean, I thought would have really countered it, because then you can still hold up that left hand to shield yourself from that overhand right. But he just didn't make them adjustments. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's on him or in his corner for not calling out them adjustments. But definitely a really good counter to that is that uppercut. But you really need to time it well in that as well. So, okay. And we are all good. So,
we're about to start.
Yep. I'll have to shoot.
Are you going now?
Yeah, I'll have to get going.
You like?
Sorry, man.
Thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the chat. Again, really enjoy it, and I will see you next time.
No worries.
Will be, what do we got upcoming fights?
Usman and Burns, man.
Usman and Burns. I will be away.
Okay, cool. Could you do me a favor? Could you ask my wife what it?
Yep.
There you go.
Thank you. I'll take
that to start, guys.
Trim up. Thank you, guys.
Cory Sandhagen. Whoa. This is going to be a good fight, people. Oh, I can never go against can never ever go against Edgar. But Sandhagen is so good too. Yeah, that was an impromptu story time, man. That's just real wrestling talk. Jesus Christ is real. We try and keep this non-religious or political conversation. Respect your opinions, my brother, but just keep this non-religious. Keep this all about the fights. Really glad we got rid of Eli, guys, and all the attention is back on me. Oh, fuck, he's back. I thought I got rid of him. How awkward.
Running me down.
What happened? I wasn't saying anything bad about you. Right. See ya, mate. It should be gone now, guys. It should be gone. He's gone. He's gone. It's just us. It's just us now. Fab, who do you think from 135 has a shot at the 145 belt? It's hard to say, man. Like, I don't know. I think Peter Yan is very good, man. But I don't know. I do not know. Beetlejuice, I'm making homemade pies. What pie do you like? I'm a fan of a chicken pie. Very much so, guys. Very much. Very much. So 360 favorite, minus 360 favorite is Cory Sandhagen. This is going to be very, very interesting. But Frankie's always good, man. He always looks good. I'm a Frankie fan. I don't even understand how the guy keeps fighting. Hey, Fab, serious question. In your opinion, do you think you could escape a submission by tickling your opponent's feet or armpits? Nah. Not if the person wants to put it on you. They just, thank you very much. They're just going to snap your arm. And we are off. Oh, no, not quite. Now we are off. Frankie Edgar holding the center. Excuse me, people. I got myself a streaker here. Frankie Edgar holding the center of the octagon. Cory Sandhagen on the outside, very, very long, using his reach. But the one thing about Frankie Edgar that he does have is amazing footwork. He has really, really good footwork to go with his boxing. Cory Sandhagen looks for an inside leg kick and a flying, oh, shit! Flying knee knocks out Frankie Edgar. Oh, my God, he slapped him forward. Oh, my God, I didn't want to see that. Oh, shit. A huge flying knee by Sandhagen on Frankie Edgar. Landed flush and slapped Frankie Edgar. Wow. She got in. Usually we have enough security to keep her out, but she got in this time. Don't worry, my wife will be hearing from me. Wow, what a massive flying knee. It slapped him instantaneously. It was a huge knee. Just hit him flush, perfectly timed. Wow. Knocked out Frankie Edgar asleep. Oh, my God. I hope he's all right. That was such a brutal KO. Went for an inside leg kick, and then as Frankie stepped in, he hit him with a massive flying knee. Huge flying knee. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That was a bad knockout. Yeah, the baby just appeared out of nowhere. Hey, sorry about that. Wow, that was crazy. Hey, Fab, serious question. Your opinion on it? Okay, more. Hassan Ahmed. Thoughts on Brunson versus Holland? How it would go? I've actually got Brunson in that one. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I think I think Holland has shown that he's like a wild man, you know what I mean? And so I don't know. But then the composure of Brunson now, the experience, who knows? He looked good against Shabazian. I'll give him that. That was for sure. Yeah, the baby just appeared out of nowhere. Just out of nowhere, just turned up. Yeah, no, the KO was not rated PG. Jesus. That was so bad. Yeah, so bad, man. Yeah, I don't know with Holland, man. He's so wild, you know. Like I don't know. When you're that wild, like I'd like to see. You know what I'd like to see more fights of his against top end competition where he's actually like kind of the fight slowed down and he's having to show different looks and different composure. And I'd like to see how much of it is physicality and like awkwardness and throwing people off and how much he can take that further, you know. That's going to be really interesting. I'm not sure about that right now with Holland. So it's a bit of a I'm not sure who's going to win that one. Man, Cory, that was crazy. And you got Peter Yan in there, and Aljamain Sterling. That's a crazy division in itself. Yeah, I'm pretty like I was going like not I was going for Frankie Edgar, man. Like, you know, watched him fight for so long. I like him. And Cory Sandhagen, man, he deserved that win. So good for him. So I'm just gonna get rid of this baby. I'm gonna go leave him at a fire station and I'll be back. That shot was absolutely brutal. That's what I was saying, Gigi. Holland has proved himself to be good at fighting. There's no doubt about that. But I want to see him when the fight turns into a competition, if you know what I mean. Yeah, absolutely. I want to see him fight like how he fights against top end people. I'm not saying he can't do it. I'm saying that I and me personally have not seen him showing the different. I haven't seen him. That doesn't mean he can't do it. So yeah. So I think Jesus says, anybody else bought a Grange TV shirt? Guys, any help if you want to buy merch, if you want to donate to the PayPal account, any and all of that stuff, please do so. It's in the links below. I'm like a skinny Thai toy Vasa. I don't know. What size did you buy, I think, Jesus? Wow. So you got Peter Yan, Marlon Vera, Cory Sandhagen, Aljamain Sterling, Ricky Simon. Bantamweight division's good, man. That look good. That's a solid division there. I'm looking forward to the Peter Yan versus Aljamain Sterling fight. So let's see what happens here. And DC is looking bigger and thicker and healthier than ever. He's a big guy. That's another dude. When you see him in real life, he's fucking big, man. He's like a bear. I got Sterling. Thick Jesus. Okay. Do they, Randy? Do they ask you what Grange TV is, mate? Do you tell them? Big flying knee, man. What a knee, man. Straight down the pipe. Poor Frankie. Like his body stiffened up. He went boom, straight down. Huge flying knee. Ewan Ferguson. What's the largest? You can buy pretty big, man. Pretty big. If you're not as big as Tai Tuivasa, we have shirts your size. We have shirts for Tai as well. For people like that. Wow. Yeah, he does. He has a lot of power, Peter Young, in his hands. A lot. And his grappling's good as well. Got a good month of fights coming up. Blades versus Lewis, Rosenstruck versus Garni, Blakovic versus Adesanya. They're just so many good fights. Nunes versus Anderson. Jan versus Sterling. Pumped, mate. A lot of good fights. Wow. Yeah, I didn't like it either, man. When I saw him get knocked out like that, that was pretty brutal. That was pretty brutal. Guys, please, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. Let's try and get this to 30,000. Hit the notification bell so that you get any and all notifications. And yeah, if you haven't already, please go to Manscaped. Get 20% off products, free shipping with the code FAB. In particular, right now, what they're running is the Weed Whacker. It has a replaceable head. It's a high-performance motor, cordless and rechargeable, smart design, and it is also waterproof. All the important things that you need to be able to do. It saves time because you can do all of that manicuring, get it like pedicuring, but manicuring, but not on your hands for men, manicuring in the shower. So, yeah, no, but please, guys, that's if you need this product, please go to Manscaped. Yeah, no tripper. He thought that was your daughter. I could grow a conjoined twin and still fit in Ty's clothes easy. The man could grow my bones to make his Wonder Bread. Ty is a big boy, man. He's bigger than you would think he is. Like his legs are like one of his legs are like three of mine. Should Frankie retire? Oh, man, Frankie can still beat top 10 opponents. I would not say he should retire. I think that it comes to a point that it's not just on whether or not you can beat people, whether or not you should retire. It gets to a point where how much damage and how much shots are you going to take, through your career? I don't think it's based on whether you should, if you can win or not. There's a lot of guys that can still win, but I don't know, man. I just seeing a guy that's 40, 41 or close to 40 or however old he is, in his 40s, taking those types of shots, taking that type of damage, putting his body through training camp. And I have to say, like, do you really want to keep going, that for his health? Yeah, I think they're two different things. I think he can beat a lot of people. I think he will beat anyone on the right night, but I don't think that's how we should be looking at it. Yeah, I agree. It's not just performance, it's also health. It gets to a point you've had X amount of fights. Honestly, you got to think about this. Like, most people have never been dropped by punch ever in their life. Some of these guys have been dropped numerous times in fights, dropped in training camps, taken big shots that don't drop them, but they just take them. It's a lot. Laugh out loud. It's kind of a bad time to make this point, but I was disappointed that they made Edgar versus Sandhagen as co-main in place of a 5-round heavyweight fight. Yeah, I mean, they could have had some other heavyweight fights in there. I'm looking forward to watching Juan Espino fight. He's a fantastic fighter. I can't wait to see him. He's 40 years old. He's got another guy that did the Senegalese wrestling is that Rug guy. He just won his fight in ONE FC. He is a unit of a man. Yeah, I hate it as well, man. I hate to see the end of people's careers and they go out fighting like that. That's why I don't really want to see GSP keep fighting and keep having, more and more fights until he gets to a point where he's been so badly hurt. I don't like it anymore. And then the reality is you don't see that damage until those people are like in their 60s or something, like a lot of the times, or 50s. Sometimes you see it younger, but yeah, it's sad. Did you see Chris Lieben win his bare knuckle retirement fight? Yes, I did. We had him on the podcast, actually, Chris Lieben. Should Edgar retire? There are just too many fighters ahead of him in 135. Again, like we just spoke about this a second ago. I don't think it's about Edgar retiring because he can't win fights or because he can't get the belt. I just think there's a point where you're taking damage, and you're taking damage of guys that are young and in shape and hungry. And are you going to actually be able to beat them? That's a question that you should be asking yourself, more so than like, can you win? Yeah, fucking oath, you can win. Man, Rug is terrifying the way he cranked that overhook and squashed Galani down. Yeah, man, he's stupid strong. I thought he was going to fight Bushesha. They were talking about that fight at one stage, but no, he hasn't. But yeah, man, Overeem is insane. 47-18, plus kickboxing fights. 47-18. That's crazy. There's people he's had 18 losses, and by far he's got more wins than losses. But there's people who haven't had 18 fights and are fighting professionally. Kick Jesus, yeah, your podcast with him changed my perception of him completely. Yeah, I know, he's actually quite a sweetheart and quite intelligent. So yeah, no, he was interesting. Did you hear about Korean Zombie gaining 40 pounds after his Ortega loss? Is that common for some fighters? Well, you've got to understand the first thing, 40 pounds. So what are we talking about? 18 kilos or something like that. The first thing is that any fighter will put on probably about 10 kilos, 5 to 10 kilos from what they weighed in at. So 185, you're going to put on, all the 185 guys get in the cage at 200 plus, 201, 22, and so on and so forth. Anomalies notwithstanding, but around that. So that's already 8 kilos there, 7 kilos there. Then so the guys like someone like Korean Zombie, it doesn't surprise me, but I think he had a lot of stuff that was related to mental health after that. And I think it's pretty easy to be like fighters like anyone else. It's pretty easy to be caught in that rut where one of those things is to eat, like it's an outlet like any other addiction. So I'm not that surprised by it. Yeah, that's exactly right. So that's not uncommon for fighters or for anyone when they go through some really hard periods in their life to gain weight, to either gain weight or lose weight. So now we're going to have Overeem versus Volkov, number 5 and number 6, respectively. And man, both these guys are pretty close to a belt then. Fab, are you familiar with Senegalese wrestling? If so, what do you think about it? Man, we had Juan Espino here, and he's competed in Senegalese wrestling as well as Canary Island wrestling, and was a champion, the greatest Canary Island wrestler of all time. But he's also very, very successful in Senegalese wrestling as well. So what do I think about it? I think it's a brutal, brutal sport, like a hardcore sport. And the guys that you have in there are just complete physical specimens, because the guys that do Senegalese wrestling are huge in Senegal. Huge, huge. Like physically, but also as they're stars. They're bigger than the movie stars. So what Juan Espino was saying, that these guys are earning $400,000 to $500,000 for a tournament or a bout or whatever, in a country where the I don't know, they probably earn $100 a month or something. You know what I mean? So I think it's insane. It's a crazy spectacle. Yeah, very, very interesting. I like watching it. What are my thoughts on BKFC? And my thoughts, I will kind of put it all together with the Senegalese wrestling and Delgado, where he says the shows of gloves and MMA gloves or no gloves changes the fight drastically. And I think that that's the biggest answer for anyone is that, yes, it does. One small change in the rules changes everything. Like if you didn't have the cage and you fought in a ring, it'll be different. Not saying that the same guys wouldn't be champions or whatever, but it would require a completely different change in how you address things. So bare knuckle boxing, I like it from the point of view that it's raw and it's pure, and I like that in its for its purity. But having said that, I also feel like it's short rounds. There's a lot of bleeding, and you're not getting like the top end guys going into BKFC at the moment. Like, it'll probably give it some time, and you're going to see some. If you see some really good specialist boxers that know how to box bare knuckles going into that, then you're going to see something very, very interesting. Jay Farrell says, following the last conversation, what signs are you looking for in a fighter that needs to retire? If the fighter gets KO'd a few times but shows no cognitive decline, how do you draw the line, Fab? I think that's a conversation to be had personally with each person individually. There's a lot of factors why people are fighting, and finance is one of them, whether people want to admit it or not. And the big thing there is, does this person have another way of making money? You know what I mean? They say they're 33 years old and they've taken a whole bunch of knockouts and they're not really shouldn't be fighting, for whatever the reason. And you say to this guy, listen, I don't want you to fight anymore. Well, what's he going to do for a living if he doesn't have another outlet that's going to give him $150,000 a year? Because you've got to remember, a lot of these guys are getting paid. They're getting paid a sum of money that's not in proportion to what they're doing. So even the champions, say, for example, you're getting paid, say you get paid, for argument's sake, $1 million a year. You're not out there saving lives. You're not out there doing anything. So it's very hard to transfer those skills, apart from very few that have good business acumen, etc. It's very hard to transfer that skill to anywhere else in life. So these guys are earning even 150 grand a year. What do you say to that person? Don't fight anymore, 200 grand a year. And what do they do? What do they do? How do they feed their families? So I think a lot of that comes down to finance more than anything. Do you think that BJ Penn could hold the belt today? It's hard to compare people outside of the eras, man. BJ Penn was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. If he came along now, yeah, but his training would be different as well if he came along now. So, I mean, yeah, he was a very, very special case as well. Do you think Lethway is a legitimate base for MMA with the nasty elbows? I think anything's a good base, but the problem is that Lethway has headbutts that changes things as well. So the distance you fight at, how you deal with in the clinch, and that the headbutts makes a big difference. It'd still be a good base, but headbutts make a massive difference. Finance is the devil in the details for these warriors. Sad reality, but it is the reality. Yes, that's a huge one. That's a huge one. Like when you're talking about it, like not a lot of these guys can go out and make that money that they're making, especially the higher up the food chain you get. Like if you get a guy and you're paying him $300,000-$400,000, that's like CEO money. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys are not going to get that money anywhere else. Good point. Spencer Fisher is permanently disabled due to brain damage now, and he's financially struggling, dude. And Spencer Fisher, you know of him. There's a lot of guys that you don't know and nobody cares about. So that's, yeah, it's really, really, really scary. I love all fighters, but if I had bet money on this fight right now, I'd pick Volkov. I'd probably gun to my head pick Volkov too, although I love Overeem. I feel like bare knuckle boxing will always be a depressed retirement home for MMA vets and not much more. Any seriously skilled boxer can make more money losing as a boxer than protecting his hands and bare knuckle boxing. Unfortunately, with not shitting on people there, it's kind of that. Yes, that was from Jacob Birdsall. Do you think Holloway should fight Volkanovski again, and what should happen if Volkanovski wins? Well, Volkanovski has to get through Ortega, and that's not a foregone conclusion. That's not going to be easy. What should happen if Holloway wins? Well, I think they'd have to have a fourth fight in that regard. You know what I mean? Do you think that Holloway should? Yeah, I think that if for Volkanovski to fight Holloway would mean that Volkanovski beat Ortega and he's undefeated all the way through. And then if he loses the third match to Max, then I think he should get an immediate rematch. I watched Mark Hunt on your podcast talk about finances. Tells you how important it is to have smart people around you. You have to have smart people around you, and you have to have people around you that mean well as well. You know what I mean? You have to keep your eye out for that and how people act, because when it's all done, that's who you're going to have around you. You know, so that's a big one. Did you hear about Floyd potentially having exhibition fights with both Paul brothers and 50 Cent if 50 Cent accepts? No, I didn't. I didn't know about this. Do you think we will eventually see the end of specialists in MMA? No, never. Because, like, say a guy like, we'll use Peter Yan, for example. His boxing pedigree is very, very good. If he can make you fight his game, there's very few people that can keep up with him. He's got to be good at everything else that he does, of course. He's got to be as good as possible at everything else that he does. But that specialization in one area means that it's very hard for anyone else to catch up to him in that space. Overeem good for 2 minutes. We'll see. Great question at Recapping Combat. Overeem has shown repeatedly they can go several rounds, much less 2 minutes. Yeah, I agree with you, Jay Farrell. How did you get into wrestling being raised in Australia? I didn't get into wrestling until later. I was about 18, 19, 20, around there. And that's it. Yeah, it wasn't as small as it is now, actually, at the time. It was just after the Olympics. I've heard people say we won't get a Stephen Thompson style again, style-wise. I don't see why you wouldn't. Honestly, I don't. Depends, because people might be crossing over earlier. Stephen Thompson had 58-0 full contact karate background, which that's going to be rare, because I think a lot of the times those people are going to come over earlier. So he might not have as defined a style as Stephen Thompson. That is the thing that might start killing some of the specialists, is that people flipping over earlier to MMA. Then why does he have? Okay. Then why does he have so many later? Yeah, no. Overeem's not only is his gas tank formidable, but he's become much more of a tactician as his career has progressed. He's very, very clever, and he's able to preserve his energy. He's not like a one-round fighter at all. Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this one, man. I really don't. These are two big men. Big men. Overeem has good takedowns too. Bruce Buffer's going off. Overeem looks very focused. Volkov looks like he's angry at the world. Should be a bit of a barn burner, I think. Two big heavyweights that favor the striking realms. Should be a good one. So, Alexander Volkov, the Vegas odds have him as a minus 190 favorite. Steve Booth, thank you, my brother. Let's go, the Ream. Yes, sir. I'm a big fan of the Ream. Big fan as well, guys. Volkov's also a crazy fighter, man. Thank you, Steve, man. And it's good to see you, man. Thank you for the messages the other day. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Hard man, this Overeem. I got a feeling this isn't going long. Yeah, Volkov's. I'm just listening to what Gigi said. Yeah, Volkov's glare is scary. Yeah, I know exactly. The Russians have that. Where was it? Thank you, Randy. You love the podcast with Overeem. I appreciate you watching it, my friend. Thank you, Steve Booth. Yeah, Sandhagen was insane, dude. I could not believe that flying knee came out of nowhere. Jay Farrell says, I would take Volkov and Ngannou into any bar fight without even knowing the number of opponents. Yeah, you're pretty much cool with those two. And we're off, people. We're off. 5-5s. Overeem in the southpaw stance. Big inside leg kick landed by Volkov, and he's got Overeem up against the cage. Overeem's doing a great job of covering up. Volkov lands a combination inside leg kick by Overeem from the southpaw stance to Volkov's orthodox, but Volkov answers with an inside leg kick of his own. Volkov's holding the center of the octagon. Overeem did a good job of covering up. Overeem in the southpaw stance. Volkov covering the center of the octagon. Looks for a high kick, but doesn't follow through with it. Overeem goes to step through with the lead left hand, but he doesn't follow through with it. These guys got to play with their range and their power. You know, they got to be very careful with how they do these things. Right hand lead by Volkov. He's trying to cut off the octagon, but Reem is very, very savvy. Reem feints. He's looking for that left hand lead, is Reem. Front kick down the middle by Volkov. Landed too. Overeem's now coming forward a little bit. Hands a little bit lower. I do believe he's going to look for that either overhand left or a left hand lead. Inside low kick landed by Volkov, which is followed by a right hand. Overeem's up against the cage. He's wary of that. There's a left hand lead. The big overhand left. Oh! He landed one, but ate it for his troubles. He ate the left hand for his troubles. So he had a little jab from Volkov as he came in with that overhand left. That's what he's looking for here. Fights well out of the southpaw stance, does Reem. Looks to go to the body a lot with that left kick and that left knee to the body. But this is a dangerous game to play with Volkov too. Volkov's corralling him into the corners, using this very well. I got a feeling that Volkov's going to set up a right hand, right high kick combination at some point. He's going to look for that right high kick. I feel it. Overeem's kind of, goes for a nice side kick to the knee. There's that overhand left by Reem. So he goes for the overhand left, and then he uses that as like a kind of way to trip him over his thigh. But I feel that Volkov is looking for a right high kick if he can get his foot outside of Reem's. That's what he's looking for now. They've both gone to southpaw, but Reem goes back to orthodox. So Reem's gone to orthodox to Volkov's southpaw. Now Volkov throws a left to the body. Now he's gone back to orthodox stance to Reem's southpaw. These guys are both very cautious of each other's size, the length, and the power. Oh, right. Nice uppercut landed by Reem. Nice little lead uppercut landed off the right hand by Reem from the southpaw stance. Then he stomps on the knee of Volkov. That was a nice little jab. He snapped his head back. Great job. Oh, it's hit with a nice little jab, kind of pushed over, does Overeem by Volkov. Overeem's in a turtle position. Volkov started landing some ground and pound, hits him with a little left hook. Overeem's in the orthodox stance. He's up against the cage. Volkov has landed a couple of little right hands there, but he's not punching himself out, is Volkov. He lands another little jab. Looks to step in. Overeem feints himself. Pouring away with the jab is Volkov. 1 minute and 11 seconds. This has been an exciting first round. Volkov's feigning and moving Overeem back. Now he landed some knees in the clinch, but Overeem does a great job of covering up. I don't know if Volkov is or if he doesn't have it in his repertoire, but I have this. The right kick when he opens the gate for Overeem is there. I don't know if he's going to land. I don't know if he's going to go for it. Inside low kick again by Volkov. And he's getting that foot outside of Reem's lead foot. Reem's coming out this side. Volkov's coming in close. Overeem's covering up. Volkov's looking to pick his shots. This is scary. A guy like Volkov is very, very scary. He's very, very cool, calm, and collected. He's not just flailing his shots at Overeem's arms. Now he's starting to open up a little bit more. He landed a knee through the Overeem's guard there. There's 6 seconds to go. Time. Overeem punches at Volkov's chest. Overeem is big, man. Overeem is one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen, and Volkov is significantly bigger. I feel that he is looking to set up that big right kick. Yeah, I don't know if Overeem can take him down like that. You know, I think that Volkov has also done a fair bit of damage here. Landed a big knee, may have broken his nose. I don't even know if he broke his nose. May have broken Overeem's nose. He's landed some good little right hands in there as well. Which, do you guys think that was a slip or a knockdown? I think it was a jab, kind of pushed him over, kind of slipped, but it doesn't matter because after Volkov got on top and landed a little bit more ground and pound, even though it's through the gloves, there's not much protection there. Those heavyweights are hitting hard, you know? They touch gloves. Overeem in the southpaw stance again. They exchange. Overeem goes looking for a left high kick. Ooh, straight down the middle. Nice jab by Volkov. Volkov goes looking for that jab again. I do believe that right kick's there if Volkov wants to throw it. The right high kick. At the end of the combination, I'd like to see him throw this right high kick. He's very nimble with his legs. I don't know if he's got that right high kick in his repertoire as such, but it's there. Overeem goes looking for that overhand left. Nice little jab by Volkov. Again, Overeem's looking for a takedown here. He pushes Volkov up against the cage. Volkov's got a nice overhook. He's looking for a tight clinch to get out of there. Nice little jab. Lead left by Volkov. Volkov is in southpaw stance, and now they're both in southpaw stance. Volkov switches back. Overeem goes to stomp on his leg. Volkov's moving away, and Overeem seems to be stalking him down. Ooh, goes with the right hand. A huge right hand as Overeem. Volkov lands a nice 1-2. That one hurt Overeem. That 1-2 hurt Overeem. The crazy thing is there's not much wind up on these punches by Volkov. Volkov throws a lead right hand and a left hook, and that's it. Overeem is hurt. Overeem is very badly hurt. Volkov's having plenty of time to set up the shots, and his face is a mess, is Overeem's face. Oh my God. Overeem goes looking for a single leg. He's got so much fight in him. He's hurt badly. Volkov has landed some big shots. Good head positioning there by Volkov. Volkov up against the cage, but you got to be careful. Overeem has got one punch KO power. But I don't know that he's still got it right now. He is badly hurt. Volkov hits him with that lead right in the left hook. Stop the fight, ref. Stop the fight, please. Thank you. That was a big KO. Right hand, left hook. Oh my God. Oh, I didn't like seeing that, man. I did not like seeing that. I did not like seeing that. If there's one dude that understands the fight game, it's Overeem, man. He's been through it all. Oh my God. Huge, guys. Huge, huge, huge. My God, that little right hand lead left hook. And there's no wind up on it. There's no wind up. And you can't really be a stationary target for someone like that. He's a fucking monster. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to see Volkov versus Lewis too. That'd be a cool fight. Depending on what happens with Blades and Lewis too. My God. Oh my God. Dude, a broken nose, you have no idea how much it hurts. And it's not just how much the actual broken nose hurts. It's the subsequent shots thereafter. Like if you break your nose, like the adrenaline, it cuts through the adrenaline. So then the next shots that you're feeling, they're just going like that on your nose and you're feeling it. You're feeling it. And it depends. Not all breaks are the same. But yeah, he really pasted his nose, man. Oh, man. Oh, that was crazy. That was crazy. Made me sad watching Edgar and Overeem lose. But man, that's the fight game, isn't it? Guys, thank you so much for watching with us. Please follow us on Instagram. Please hit the like, notification bell. Tell your friends about us. Like and subscribe. We want to get this channel to 30,000 subscribers. Really, really appreciate everyone watching. If you need to buy anything from Manscaped, please do so using the code. Using this code, Manscaped, code FAB. Get 20% off, free shipping with the code FAB. Get the Weed Whacker, which is the latest in what Manscaped is offering. So they're offering the Weed Whacker, which has replaceable head, high performance motor, premium 9,000 RPM that could probably do a small plane, cordless and rechargeable, smart design, waterproof, which is a big one, so you can do all your work in the shower and not get in anyone's way. So please, guys, if you need to do that, go to Manscaped. If not, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. I really, really appreciate it. We need all that help that we can get. Thank you so much, guys. I will catch you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.